Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV for our very much definitely brand new season on the 5th of July, which is definitely today's date. No Viv Brown drawing with Fortes here, guys. Nothing to see. For our ETF2L Week 1 game between GlobalClan and Nunya, my name is Lucky, and tonight I am joined by Beta on production and DuMmTm as my co-cast. How's it going, my dude? It's been a while.
Yeah, pretty good new season. You know how it is. It's Monday morning here, and like you said, fourth host against Vibram is tomorrow. I can't imagine it being close. Prem team against, up-and-comers of Div 1. Shouldn't be a good game here. However, tonight we have sort of similar story here. Global Clan coming into the season as a pretty strong-looking roster of people coming from various Prem teams, and few from Global Clan last season. Nunya being second in Div 1 last season as well. So both teams looking very interesting.
I'm gonna show up the Global Clan roster right now. We have Seeds, Dagger, Charlie, Mathers, Mist, and Ixie as the roster for that team. I mean, this roster is wowie. If you look at the season, let me just go get back in my TARDIS and teleport myself to week 7 and make my prediction again, where I thought Global Clan was going to come second in the div and are actually currently sitting at the bottom of the table. DuMmTm. With this roster, I did not think that would be the outcome. Mist played super well when he's playing for Nerd Rage. Ixie always smashes it. Charlie's been going up and up the table for a while. Seed's obviously the best medic in Europe, so you wouldn't expect this roster to do as badly as they have done. Any ideas on why?
Yeah, it's just been a team that's worse than some of its parts, strangely enough. And from what I've heard from Josh specifically, it's just that everyone just kind of doesn't quite have the playing together ability they need to have here. He mentioned that it was just pure panic in the last official day they play after map 1, and they just screamed for Josh to help and put them into shape a little bit. And clearly just missing a bit of a strong voice that a team like Nerd Rage with Josh had. He's helping here and there, but he can only do so much from the sidelines. And it's clearly not quite enough just yet on the main calling for D6.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie has been picking up most of the main calling, but obviously getting the best main caller in. Josh, he's been, pointing out time and time again as the soldier that you want to have as a main caller, the guy that brings it all together, does all the map talks, he has all of the inside information of every team. He's just the man that you want as your coach. So, pulling that out of the woodwork, a little bit late now. I mean, there's nothing they can do. They won't be able to make it to playoffs, right? Am I looking at the table correctly?
It's a mess. Everyone played random amounts of games here. Global Clan does have the most played already. They do have 2 more matches, I believe. So they can get 12 points, 17. They need some huge luck for that, for people with 3 games left, not to get more than 17.
They need absolute miracles and in spades for Global Clan to be able to make it all the way to back to the top of the table.
However, they can ruin everyone's fun, and if that's not good enough motivation to try and get some wins on board like they did last time, then I don't know what is.
I mean, it's doable. It's not doable because they've got 2 games left, but I think the Global Clan are going to have a hard time in trying to get back up that table, especially since they're in the bin right now. But we've got Nunya on screen for you. The team that they are going up against, as we talked about, Global Clan way too much. We have got Condor, DuMmTm, Smart, Anti, Joe, and Vanu. These players, I'm very impressed with how Ampty, Smile, and Vanu have been doing. Mainly Condor, DuMmTm, and Joe. I've always appreciated those players. I mean, look at Joe's average kills, 28 average kills, my guy. Holy God!
Yeah, best god in Israel, some might say. As it is so, I've seen varying opinions about them. Some people had low expectations on them. Hey, they got second in Div 1. They're probably decent, but not great. Some people had really high expectations on them going into the season, thinking easy playoffs, should be third at least. So far, I mean, the result has been here and there. It's not been by any means dreadful here, but certainly been scrambling to get the points they have so far. Close game with Vibrams, but did win it in the end at least. Scrapped a point away from Aura as well, who are still sitting at second. That's not too shabby necessarily, but they need some good wins now if they want to have a shot at the actual playoff spot. They are close with Global Clan in points, 1 point apart, but having played one more official Global Clan, obviously in the worst spot in general with Weapon, they have more points left to go, and they need to get as many of them as they can.
Yeah, Nunya do have 3 games left, like you mentioned. They've got to go up against Global Clan now, and then they have to face the Frenchies, which I don't think is entirely undoable for them. I mean, they will have a shot. I mean, I rate this roster quite highly now, actually, after having watched a few of their games, despite them being currently second bottom. And they've got to go up against Garda Pantsuri, a team that really has excelled this season, I have to say, especially since they're sitting high and dry at the near the top of the table, but there is still some threats from below which could come lurking in the night. So it's still to play for, since so many teams have missed their games. I mean, just to point out the games they missed for Nunya, they missed week 1, 5, and 7. So random games here, there, and everywhere still to be played. So it's still all in the air, and you never know where the chips are going to fall for the playoffs bracket for this season, it looks like.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part this week. It is week 7, but we'll get to see every single map this season has to offer in just one single week again. This is the week 7 special where you get to see all in a row here at some point. We have a week 1, 3, 5, and 2 week 7 games left, as well as a week 7 game that has still also not been scheduled yet either, which we'll need to wait for at some point. It's all against the Frenchies. When they play that, who knows? Playoffs is waiting, but I don't know if admins will. So we'll see when all those games come to fruition. Everything else should be scheduled here. With that said, while we do have a late game from all the way at week 1, we still see one map that's familiar from the rest of the week here, which is Process, met with Granary, of course, as well. So flashback to the times when we did play this week in week 1 here, and this map was, something people actively scrimmed. How the sort of map practice works out with the messy schedule people have, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't think that these teams will have played Granary for a large period of time. I mean, that map went and gone and no one else was playing it. Process, they might have had a little bit more practice, because it was the week 1, so they were scrimming during week 1, they would have played it a fair amount, and now, coming into the final week, they would have been playing it a little bit more, I think. But I don't know if it's still on the screen, but Ixie versus Joe, that head-to-head matchup is screaming. Joe is just the more dominant scout this season, you can just see it. Yeah, Joe's...
Oftentimes comes up first down to playstyles here as well, and with scouts it's obviously still very different for some of them here. Ixie obviously a very, very flank style scout, and if someone just takes more heals, is on B more, you will just run in, get these kills, get out alive much more as well. But if you do that well, then your stats will still look very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems to be like the man on this team for Nunya. I feel like he's the one that's going to be dragging them through the dirt, basically. But I have to put it out there as well. Vanu has been playing incredibly well as well. So look forward to seeing how these scouts perform. And we were talking about Process and Granary as the map pool. The Soldier is very dominant on Granary especially, so you are very, very reliant on these scouts, which is why I'm focusing on them so heavily. Bringing it all around, they're done. Bringing it all around. But looks like GlobalClan are ready to go. They want to get started. But they're going to go with Granary first here, DuMmTm, rather than go with Process first.
Well, it looks like they did not want to play Dust Bowl, which they've been on until a few minutes ago, which is very unfortunate. Could have been an interesting matchup. You might see who the best NG on these rosters is. We might still, with the pace of the game on Granary certainly allowing for that, but let's not hope we get there. Let's hope we'll see some maybe soldier action on a map like this. Certainly doable here. It's been a mixed bag last week with Charlie and Mathis. The first map was very unassuming on Snakewater, which is unfortunate because the mid-fights are one where those two can very much excel, but they were very quiet. Did step it up tremendously on Product of all things as a solo duo before on the last match they played, so maybe they have the energy left in them to run this for a Granary game as well and make a short of it for us. Yeah,
I mean, on paper, Charlie and Mathers are the more dominant soldiers. Like, not even by a small margin. They are just the more dominant soldiers. And, typically, you would have seen that. If we talk about, new teams' performance, when they were kind of at their height and they ended up in, I think it was 3rd or something, they were really just destroying the game. Like, Charlie and Mathers were just the soldier combo to beat at that point in time, it felt like. But, seeing a bottom of the table, I mean, different story. I don't think Smile and AmpT are as prevalent as the other soldiers on GlobalClan, and they're going to have a harder time in this game, I think, especially going up against Ixie and Mist, two scouts which play nice and defensive, apart from when everyone dies and the Ixie hits the AWOL button and just goes absolutely mental and just kills everyone. So, two different scout playstyles, but we'll see what happens in this game. Any strong predictions for scorelines for Granary?
This is a really hard one. If GlobalClan is playing to their best, then they should easily win this, I think. But that's not been the case this season, so it's really hard to say. Nunya, we've not seen much of at all, so it's a lot harder to say on that regard because of that. But at the end of the day here, it's going to be a really tough one. I want to give this to GlobalClan, but I'm going to be very hesitant to do it.
Yeah, I want to put my money on GlobalClan, but they've just not been performing at all. And I don't know if that's going to be sitting in their minds at all, but I feel like Nunya have less to lose, if you know what I mean. So we did talk about, the strategy of egos between, different teams, and which teams feel like they have more on the line than other teams. But I feel like Nunya really have, nothing to lose and everything to prove almost. and they will just perform better in this game. So I'm gonna say Nunya's gonna win Granary, but it's gonna be a slow one. It's gonna be like 3-1 or something, and it's just gonna take forever.
Oh, that's interesting because, again, last week's game was a very good showing that GlobalClan, despite their struggles, still very much has a solid grass fundamental game and can stay composed after not great performance map 1. They just awkwardly lost that to Gada in a recent match and managed to pull through regardless. They stayed calm, kept collected, and made the most of it for the next map. So I don't want to write them off on just the mental alone here. I think they very much have enough experience between all of them here to make this happen. And I guess we'll see right now who's coming out on top for this late week 1 official.
You would definitely hope so, though, at this point in time, that these players do have what it takes to remain in the mental warfare. But we are now going live, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading into our first mid of this week 1 fixture between Nunya and GlobalClan.EU. I'm going to be following Dagger to this first mid. Just going to be coming through that bottom right-hand side area. Going to be picking up that pack very easily and picking some 60 towards W. So that's gone for the top push, in fact. And now we're just seeing 2 passive mids start to unfold from both teams. As you see, Mathis going in for a high bomb already. Other soldiers going in, Smalls in as well. But Mathis, deep bomb. They do pick up Condor pretty much immediately. Demo's all the way across. The Scat's still on the high ground here. Ixie just trying to control that ground. Does get the kill on towards Joe. Nice surf there from Siege just back towards the pack. It's just who's left alive. And he is the lone survivor. Does go down right there, right at the end.
Alright, nice quick mid-win for GlobalClan right away. As always, if the only people dying in the team the soldiers initiating. Something's going very right, all things considered here. Just a sacrificial lamp for the rest of the team to clean up off and try to get some damage on board. That's also what Nunya tries to do now. They pull out Crit Creek, but that is a far cry from being built in time for this Uber push into last. Not to destroy them first of all. He's Smile even having to go the long way around on Heavy to get to the pipe on the high ground here. Try to make this annoying with a gun on the low ground as well.
Okay.
They put up as much as defense as he can here, but will this be enough?
They're coming in with the overcharge right now. Connor is already up to 65% on that crit streak, so he's going to have it built relatively soon, actually. So looks like they have managed to get in. They've killed off the Heavy, and they have taken all of the space on this left-hand side of this last. But they're trying to sink off the edge of that point then. This is now going to go run onto it, start playing it. But the soldier is there on the high ground just to spam them off. Nice spam there coming from W's. But the flank is there from Charlie now. Going from behind, but the crit streak does come out right at the end. And it's onto a scout, pushing it, and they do just stand on the point. They manage to cap out from under their noses.
Just push them off by damage and Trevor's dying alone to get it here. And I mean, downward death, obviously, on the last hold like this is always a very bad one for the team defending. So it's a natural pick to go for GlobalClan, but given the crits, it just made it even better for them to get rid of WFC and just make sure that that crits is struggling to gonna be getting anything.
Yeah, really struggling there. I mean, I know what the game plan is to get the crits crew and use it on a Tommy Slav Heavy and just get the laser beams going, but unfortunately they can do it there. Looks like we've got the next mid fight going on. Derpius is actually going to be winning this trade around on Dagger as he gets most of the space given to him. High bomb comes in once again. Math is going in high. Charlie going in nice and low. They do try and land on this minute, but he has been sticking off this time around, so the aggression goes into the other side of the map. Dagger and Seeds both dying here. Connor is currently out in the open, surrounded by players. Lovely little surf off the scattergun shot. Goes super weak. Pistol whip down there by Ixie right at the end. And Charlie is now coming in for the cleanup. Does indeed create a right at the end. Ixie fighting against all these weak health players on towards Derpius. Does get the pack, but just gets rocket down there by Amty right at the end.
A bit of a brawl here at the end. Oftentimes Granary does just end like that. The mat's already down and people just have to run in for the scraps here to pick it up. Nunya with actually a bit of DM to even things out on the mid fights a little bit more here. It's still very early in the game, being one down. It's not the end of the world just yet. Need to make sure that they can keep this going. Will be tough though. With second stalemate seems inevitable at this point. Both mats dying means Neva has the significant advantage, at least a little bit on Seeds' end here, but I would be very surprised with what we've seen on Snakewater last week. That will actually matter right now.
It's the classic Seeds building strategy, you know, you just get Seeds on your team, easy 10% advantage, that's just kind of how it works. But they lose one pretty much immediately, trying to bust that left-hand side flank without their Uber charge, going for that little bit of a dry push. But now we've got GlobalClan gearing up to try and head in through this bottom left-hand side door with the one pick that they do have. Nice spam coming out from Smile currently just to delay them here. Derpius has in fact sticking off Mist, and Mist is going to be unable to get in. Now they actually pop out the super charge, they actually surf towards Mist with the Uber, and they're going to get on top of Derpius here. He goes down in the doorway as well, so he goes down. But Connor escapes with his 90% Uber charge right now. They also get Amty on this mid, so 3 picks there. Lovely surf from Seeds to get to his scout. Insane gameplay right there.
Yeah, really close call there all around. Not an Uber you obviously want to necessarily use, but made the most of the situation they were forced into more or less here. And still, end result being its advantage to Nunya now. As much as they do in fact get the cap without being on the point as the push comes in. This push is already in either way. They need to do something about it. He bombs away, looking for the medic. Will get some damage, but one bomb isn't enough. Connor still alive at about 80 health. 90 regening quickly right now, and it looks like no one else can put on the finishing touchy. It seems nunya gets his back pretty quick, and with advantage still in hand, can do maybe some damage into the yard area here as well.
Connor does not ever pop to those, but it looks like we are going to see a yard into second stalemate. We often talk about Granary as that 7-point map where it takes a little while to get in through yard, and yard is just a position that you really want to be able to hold if you're pushing in towards second here. Looks like they are going to be going for some kind of buff up and head towards lunchbox play. I love this play, honestly. When you bring a soldier in through lunchbox, you take an Uber trade, you re-jumps the high ground, you go from there. But it looks like they're actually going in through Z. They pop out as Uber, nice little pop there from Seeds, basically straight away just to avoid the damage and negate it. But Connor is being jumped inside at this point here. He's not going to be able to escape. He does get killed right there as he goes down in the doorway. DuMmTm also going down, so 2 picks inside of GlobalClan. That trade went disastrously.
Yeah, 2 picks, like you said, is plenty of reason, including the medic here, to get some space towards Yard, back again, make some headway out of your own backlines here, maybe. They're slow about it, but also safe for the most. But Charlie not so much. Saw that moment, went for it, will not succeed. Feed one of their own soldiers here. It's not going to stop them much longer. It might be. They have enough advantage to take the slow from here, and with the lead already in hand, no reason to risk it all too much here anyway.
I mean, it's only a 35% advantage here for Seeds currently. He is building rather rapidly here, and he will be getting that advantage ready, already up to 75%. So if they hold close for the time being, they will get that early force onto the side of GlobalClan, because Seeds is very much known for just using through doorways just to make sure that they do manage to get in. It's the whole reliable Uber situation, but Mist is already taking some ground here in through the choke point. Charlie also going to be jumping in, just making sure there's no sticky bombs available here for the enemy team to detonate onto them. Smile gets nice and weak here, but it looks like Connor's actually committed in. He's getting bombed on top of it, totally out of position, but nice stick shot there from Debuts. Connor is currently caught in, only on 90% Uber, and is... Oh, no, he's surviving for the time being, ducking and dodging and diving all of these pipes, and he doesn't go down. Absolutely go-to gameplay there from the dog.
Well, it's nice to live there longer, but at the end of the day, it's just a long respawn with no reward, and Connor didn't have to use here, and they can just ride the momentum forward all the way. Spawns only coming in now, Devilman not being one of them yet either, so this is headway into last even. They're already peeking in, having to pop fairly quickly, but getting some kills with it too. Get 2 points, Charlie down, so much cap that people forced to contest this, and people going on left, right, and center. They're taking high ground, Amp down on point, and Connor just sneaks on it while he can.
Connor definitely the MVP for that round, not popping that Uber on mid, just taking it all the way in, not popping again, and then with a really nice Uber charge just to finish it all out there right at the end. Very nice stuff from him. As it is going to be 1-1, we have a game on our hands, DuMmTm. It's only 23 minutes, well, I say it's only, we've still got 23 minutes left of this game, so it's still all to play for both sides. I'm actually going to be following Debuts on the way to this mid. He's going to be going on that high ground once again here, sticking off nice and early on towards that pack. Good damage down onto Dagger already, down to 81 health, gets pistol a little bit as well, just for a little bit more of a tickle. As they are going to just be playing again. Mathers going for the high bomb, Charlie going for the low bomb. They don't quite find anyone here. They are all the way across now, but they just all immediately die. I've not seen so many people get lit up in the kill feed that fast in a little while.
Yeah, Smile has so much time to just line up easy rockets for Seeds as well. Late there for the medic. Unfortunately, not late enough. Gets the same spawn wave as everyone else, even though they died a few seconds apart here. Lucky in some ways, but for the most part, just a very, very bad midfight, like you said. Just completely annihilated them. And a decent spawn wave the Met got here will have very little against the fact that it is Connor running in with Uber at any moment now. So we have a little bit of a pause here, so at least from our end, we'll have some time to think about that, but they are not this lucky. They'll have to figure this out very quickly here. In fact, already on that as well, but I don't know if the gun and sniper will be enough this time.
I mean, the sniper's just going to be enough to force out the Uber charge when it comes in. That's the only reason why you have the sniper. Also to maybe hit that 150 damage body shot into a player that isn't Ubered. Or headshot, because it is Ixie. He will hit those, but need to be worried here. This level 1 gun is currently going up. The buffs are being distributed to the rest of the team. DuMmTm and Vanu currently not there, so I don't think they're going to push just yet until those players are there. Maybe a level 2 gun goes up, but that sniper very much just going to remain charged and scoping it into a doorway, just to try and pop out that Uber charge. Any predictions for where they're going to push from, though, Dom?
Where are they at right now? Just straight here. I don't know. Last time they also did just from right side, right? I feel like they would just do the same again. Just a quick push to up their chances to catch people unaware, maybe. Obviously, less generous timing this time on that. But it might still work out all the same here. It would just be a huge waste of time, I suppose, to climb from here. But it certainly is doable. In theory, at least. I don't know if it's worth the effort, though. So maybe just a quick push through, and that might lead Ixie a sideline on the left door here to just get a quick angle on someone that might just not be flashed. They very much have to bank on that.
I think that the goated push on Granary has always been the left side push, because usually this gun is it won't be able to see the doorway when you come in through the left, and you just bomb up over onto the gun, and then you move across that pipe by walking up the stairwell, and you just lock off that right side like pretty much immediately with your entire Uber. That's why I think left side is like the best kind of push. But if they go for a top push, they're going to get juggled by Charlie and Mathis, and if they go from right side, they're going to land on Seeds, but that gun's still going to be a problem. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's all 50-50s right here, but yeah, getting ready to get buffed in lobby.
The real question is, who's the pause for? And that is an interesting discussion, and I don't know who I would say it might be.
I hope it's not a medic. I really hope it's not a medic.
I don't know why. I'm going to say it's Dagger. That's my bet.
Okay, that's I'm going to say it's Smile.
Ooh, interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. They haven't managed to get their players here right now, and they are going for this right side push. It looks like just probably going to be using through that doorway. Current up the stickies. They Uber through the shutter door on towards the sentry gun, and they do clean up immediately. W's though on the high ground, separated here. But all the soldiers with all their rockets there. And Charlie also going down here, and they have lost so many players on this blue side right now. It's just the two scouts that missed and Nixie left alive, and that's going to be the 2-1 scoreline coming in for the side of Nunya.
Yeah, just a quick push yet again, not wasting any time. Get straight in there and get the Uber as deep as they can. Do the damage they need to do. Very simple stuff by Nunya, but very effective either way here. Make a quick round out of this yet again, and suddenly they are in the lead all of a sudden. We're down at the start, but not for long. Able to come back pretty quickly here. A long while still left to go on this map. This round took like 2 minutes, so everything still to play for.
Heading in now towards the mid, another demo spam battle is going to ensue. Beavers and Dagger just going to be both taking the high ground this time around. Looks like Dagger has now opted that he wants that high ground as well. But Mathis once again going for the high bomb. Anti doing exactly the same thing, landing on the lamp. Just Dragon players back, but they're on top of Seeds. Seeds not defended whatsoever, and it looks like he manages to get 2 there from Smile. Very nice stuff there from him, as they do manage to nearly find Conor on the low ground there. But Charlie actually won that 1v1, and the arrow kill from the dog onto Charlie. Beautiful stuff.
Well, I mean, that's basically the platonic ideal of landing on the lamp, but he didn't even really do that, and he fell off immediately. A smile here, but it didn't matter at the end of the day, because it just turned too many heads, and suddenly, before they can turn around again, Matt's already dead. Complete disaster strikes from that moment on the moment the lamp got jumped here, so it did exactly everything it needed to for the side of Nunya. There's the DC happening at the end of the mid fight as well. Fortunate enough, didn't have much of an impact. They can just rejoin like a respawner anyway, not make a big deal out of it, and find themselves yet again in more or less the same position here, slightly better than before. They're closer on Uber now, makes this much less generous timing for Nunya, but maybe they take their chance regardless.
Wide change, what ain't broke. The 2 sticky jump from W straight to the skybox onto the sentry gun, takes down immediately once again, dragging all these players over to the left hand side, but the charity's not there fast enough this time around. But they do find Seeds and Dagger in the doorway with all the stickies that got planted there. So once again, they're in the situation of Global Clan where they're absolutely in the shooting box right now. They're destroyed. That's 3-1 as the scoreline. Beautiful jump there from W's. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's just exactly that the mat has to go down. No way Seeds is allowed to lift this one here if they don't want to have to deal with a blue as well. Just go in, get the damage on the medic here, make sure they can in fact just get away with the slow push from there, and that didn't even take much longer from there either. Just quick cleanup all around once again, and this is every single last push just looking like textbook stuff out of Nunya so far.
Nunya having a really good showing in their week 1 fixture, coming into the season looking very, very hot so far. Let's see if they can keep it up. DuMmTm as we come to this next mid-fight here. Looks like, once again, Mathis going for the same bomb, Anti going for the same bomb, but Charlie now copying Mathis, going to be trying to land on towards W's all the way across the point. Everyone is very, very much scattered, but it looks like Nunya actually having the slightly better positioning now, as actually, though they're all balling up on both sides. It is now an even fight. 2 scouts and a med versus a scout soldier and a med. So we'll see what happens. So Ixie just eats it direct straight away. Smart just commits directly onto the low ground. He's just going to be reloading those rockets just with the space deny onto Ixie as he just eats those. And now they're just going to escape from Mist and Seeds here. Just going to be leaving that choke point as the cap actually did come through there from Nunya. They're wanting to take it to yard already. The aggression from Nunya is just non-stop.
Yeah, they do have still the 1 pick here. It's not much, but certainly enough to get the flank, because everyone's just busy keeping eyes on choke right now, and in the meantime, they're trying to bust through here quickly. Matt is finally rotted it in there, but a lot of presence has been taken here, make lives a little bit harder, turn heads a lot more here. DuMmTm still spamming, and there's a scout soldier behind as well, and just waddles in from the back lines. Math is just not having eyes on that, and suddenly the Uber force this easily for them.
I mean, it's just these little things, like Seeds not being defended from the high ground on mid, Soldier slips in through the flank. It's just itty-bitty things that are catching them out on Global Clan that they need to really shore up their defenses here. Charlie jumps into a rocket as well and is just going to jump back through the shutter. He's lucky he lives that, and nunya gets deaded on Dagger, finding that one pick for his logs here. Charlie wants to hold close in the shutter, does get the force onto the dog and nearly actually gets a kill there onto the DuMmTm. We've actually got the scouts running in from the side of nunya. Looks like one of them, oh no, he manages to live. Garbage there, really good stuff from him, just managing to survive all of that span.
That was a close call for the two scouts here on Red, but a much better play out of Charlie now will actually get them in a pretty good position here. It will catch out Smile as well. Just a great heads-up play, just make it look like an exchange. It was just in fact a force running in there, no fear into the combo. Gets away with it, gets them into a great spot now as well. A lot of advantages here to GlobalClan to get out of second into yard and definitely into mid if they're quick. Gotta be careful now about how they do this one here. You really don't want to use this if Connor gets out alive. It's bad news for the midpoint after that, but for now there's not much close. They will use anyway though. They see people in on the other side still and hope to just jump them here, but in fact it's everyone else jumping behind.
Okay, looks like DuMmTm is still lurking in behind. That's managed to drag all these players around, but actually Charlie gets onto the dog and actually manages to take him down there. On the pack as well, Charlie has managed to survive here, and no one is chasing him further, so he is still currently at large, and also the rest of nunya have gone down here. Dagger just with the pipes, manages to take down two, doesn't manage to get a third, unfortunately. Smile picks up the demo kill, but it's looking very grave now for the side of nunya, who have only just spawned with their med.
Well, that's gonna be good news for the GlobalClan at least. A good advantage out of this one too. Player ad is quickly disappearing here, the spawns come in, but Charlie just gets some more. Connor down again, they already had ad, but what about some more?
Interesting. Looks like now they are trying to set the sentry gun on last currently. Connor is going to be alive in 7 seconds. I think the push is actually going to maybe start coming in before that point because they just want to get these crit hills off these players. Smile very foolishly decides to walk in through top there with the Gru out, so he's just going to be absolutely chunked before the last even happens. Seeds now has supercharge. They have allowed them to get the space here, but it looks like they're going to be coming in from the right hand side, and they are going to be popping straight in. They get straight on top of Connor there and kill him off pretty much immediately. The bomb's coming from the soldiers onto an uber demo man as well. That gun currently still at large, but it's going to get cleaned up eventually right at the end here as well. Just a spam coming in from these soldiers, and also the demo man walking across the point here, just trying to maintain that space. Not very much they can do here on the side of GlobalClan with this demo is still at large here. XE now starts to bait the point. Their W is just layering up the stickies, and GlobalClan, they need to play this goddamn point. The respawners are coming in. DuMmTm, they get absolutely fragged, and Seeds is going down right at the end here. Actually, he manages to survive. It's just surfs out onto that little area there on the left. Also, the bomb comes up from Smile. Nice direction to Dagger as hell. And Seeds does manage to survive, but how do they throw that, DuMmTm? Please!
They're just trying to take everything so basic, so one step at a time. It's taking so long for them to get anything done in the end. The gun took forever as well to actually go down here, and it's just the absolute worst case scenario out of it. Well, not quite. Could be a lot worse here if the medic went down. However, it's even purely by the fact that it's crit streak on Connor here. They do have now, but they don't actually dare push out of this because they are well aware. Why not just wait you out first and not risk actually just getting walked in afterwards?
Connor has committed to this right-hand side. I love this play from him. He's just going to come in here with the crit screen. It comes down, gets missed against Charlie. They get a third up towards Ixie as well. This demo man's hung out to dry. Dagger just gets absolutely murdered. And that's 5 players going down for the side of GlobalClan. The nunya crit streak, as per usual, doing the work.
Yeah, for a man that used to call himself garbage, he's pretty good at the game. Boy, and it's still the crit streak is still here, right? The threat of it is just not gone yet either. They can just keep this one going. If not for Charlie moving in, he got the medic so many times in the last few minutes here already, but just not quite enough this time around.
Wow, he manages to survive that as well. Really getting in the mental now of GlobalClan with this crit streak. They're always going to have ad when this is on the field, and Seeds now is just going to have to play in a super passive position for fear of a crit sticky just flying in. But little do they know, they go for laser beams. They don't want to go for crit stickies. Actually, RCW is lining up a sticky right now. He's going to be charging for it. Get ready to fire it in. They do pop it out. They commit players in. The sticky comes in. They totally whiffs. And they do actually manage to fire a few more out there. The crit sticky's getting layered up here just before a push comes in. Looks like it's going to be the right-hand side yard push here. Charlie going to be jumping across, getting all that space for his team as well. Sees now to 100% Uber as the bomb comes in from Dagger in towards the choke here. Needs to be careful as they're going to make their way towards mid now, Dom.
Yeah, this has to be a good one here. You really don't want to use against this. You don't want to be in this ad once again here on GlobalClan. I need to be careful. And so far, there's one more bomb coming up to Seeds.
Ah, he gets the force. Wow, what an incredible bomb there from Anti. Very, very nice stuff from him. And the rest of Nunya have Delta Split. They managed to escape here. Even Smile managing to escape there as well. So now, massive crits add for the side of Nunya. This is not really the situation you want to be in with a crit streak, especially when you've got Charlie now bombing in behind with a pincer maneuver. So that's going to be a big thorn in their side here, and they also don't have a demo man after crit, so it looks like they're going to be going for this laser beam crit streak once again from the side of Nunya.
I mean, in the meantime, the soldiers are playing MGE in the back. Somehow Mathis sneaks past them as well. Gets behind what Charlie was just waiting. And it's just a big old goose chase in the backside, so the fight up front is just still going, and it's not going anywhere just yet either, because this crit has not been doing much.
Looks like they now have to kill on towards Charlie. Charlie with a lovely bomb, predicting that push there in towards Choke. Doesn't manage to clean that one up there onto the soldier, onto the scout even, sorry. My words getting muddled completely, but Seed's now up to 95% Uber. He's going to be making his way back and towards mid here. Let's see if they're just going to pop through or what they're going to do here. The Sticky's now getting laid up on that right-hand side crate. And they're going to make their way in nice and slowly. No pops required here. Seed's eating a little bit of spam. Actually missed going down there in the choke. Great spam there. Also the shot to Varney there. But looks like Seeds is getting swung out of the corner. Actually just managed to get the force eventually, but they lose 2 for it. But I think that's fine.
It's a little bit ugly for sure here at the end to lose 2 for that one, but hey, it worked. It got what they wanted with this getting dropped as well. It's even better in some regard. It makes it a lot harder to justify pushing off player at here as well. If they even get the force bomb tonight, which barely so, but at that point, by the time they're in on second in any capacity, the spawn still walked all the way from last second anyway. It's not really worth it, and now it's the crit's time to shine again here, or is it? Smile goes down early, they have the bombs waiting to come in here as well, onto the choke entrance, and in fact, no one else dares contest this too much, and not using the advantage while you have it right now is a double-edged sword. Sure, it would have been risky to go in here like that, but is it any better when they have Uber themselves?
I mean, they've got crits into high ground, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. They just pop out the crit streak into the doorway, and they just want to get this crits used. They do get the pick onto Charlie with the residual damage that was caused. Mathis now trying to bust in through the flank. Is currently on 1 HP, going to be going in towards Lunchbox. And we've also got Ixie going down as well towards the Lunchbox, so Mathis now sitting on 101 HP. But it's just going to be Seeds and Mist currently on the mid with the demo man of Dagger, and now they're just going to be taking the space all for free. But Seeds now has the Doom charge available. Mist already posturing in a positive position here just to run in here. They do get the bomb off. Mist is going to be running through this choke point, trying to get on top of Connor, but they're unable to find the damage. And now the flank is going to be coming in from Mt. On towards Seeds, gets the kill there onto the medic, and Mist is also super weak in this choke point here as the flank comes in once again from Smile, just picking up that frag right there and then. And now there's 3 players remaining from the side of GlobalClan.EU. Charlie once again going to be doing a predictable bomb around the corner. Just gets absolutely mauled by garbage, and it's just Mathis and Ixie currently on this midpoint, and everything is just getting absolutely demolished all at the same time.
I can't help but feel like advice from Josh yesterday, or the other day, was taken a little bit too literal by GlobalClan here, and they were really passive last time when they played against Garda here, but now it's just so much more chaos, so much more aggressive playstyle here, so much more flank action, which was something he kind of requested out of them here, to be more active on the flank as well and just more aggressive in general, but it's a lot of badly timed aggression here. The crits earlier did nothing, and it just still was 3 people feeding on the flank. They don't know that, right? They can't
know any idea. They won't know. There's no way they know. They might even just use their Uber into them like straight away as well, which will end up being disastrous.
It's suffering from success, right? You're not dying, but you want to be off the crits at some point.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, they're going to be scared that a crit sticky can fly at any point. Actually, no, they're not. They might be aware. They might see the golden gun maybe, but it looks like they are going to get this capture through, and it looks like they are just getting ready to push in here. Siege just eats a pipe straight away in this doorway, as it looks like they are just going to go for this push. In towards the left side, just pops through the doorway here. Connor, up to 85%, is going to be rotating through spawn, and once again committed over to that right-hand side, so just going to be taking that space back. But Seedsin just leaves. They don't do anything with his Uber charge whatsoever. In fact, Dagger just dies. They manage to pick up Smile, and that's the only frag they find. They've got players going in from the top here. They've got a soldier on this point. It's going to be Charlie here, getting pinged back away from the point, and the rest of Nunya is back to defend. And looks like they are back on towards Charlie here. Charlie's just going to clear it right at the end, but they find the picks that they need, and their second push is very likely.
This feels so strange though, the GlobalClan. It's like 2 teams playing at the same time. One team is the 2 soldiers and Ixie, and the other team is just the rest of the combo fending for themselves here. Their flank failed again, leaves the combo to pick up the strats right now, but without the Uber up, how are they going to defend this point right now? The answer is pretty clearly they can't really, but they're still trying the best they can here, and it actually Dagger by himself pretty much. Mathis with some bonus damage on top of that will be enough to get the force at least. Really, really fortunate that it came to be, but it's really just Nunya's mistake to let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, now it's all up to GlobalClan here. They can take for free if they need to, and they are doing exactly that. Taking that left-hand side yard is going to force Nunya back in towards lobby here. And it looks like they're going to continue with this push. They're going to be heading up in towards lunchbox, moving for a lunchbox push, basically straight away off the back of this good take in towards second. The cap time is already coming down. Looks like it is going to be a top push, but the soldier is already there to get a bit of a juggle off. The Uber comes in towards last hit. Dem's going to be bombing towards the center, does take it down pretty much immediately there. And Dagger, though, eating a little bit of damage, but cap time starts to come down from the side of the GlobalClan, finally understanding that standing on the point does win you rounds.
That was a close one too. The blocks were coming in, but Siege just barely stuck on the cap for like a split second to get the bonus cap time in. Big mistake they had before in this Snakewater official again. I can't keep talking about that one enough, but it is a good example of things just slightly changing here that might get them a better score here in the end. At least it's getting there now, 2-3, making this look a lot more doable now, but they have 7 minutes as a target time to do it now.
It's definitely doable here. Mid-fight ensuing once more. Dagger going to be losing out on this trade. Once again, even though the stick does require an arrow from his medic here, but the high ground being maintained by W's. But both critical players are actually committed to the high ground right now. On towards Connor. Charlie finds that frag as well. No demo man, no medic. For the side of Nunya, but Seeds there, overcommitted across the point. Does get cleaned up eventually. Now we've got 2 scouts versus 2 scouts. And I would take GlobalClan any day of the week on this side. Mist here just absolutely destroying garbage there, but it looks like Varney wants to come back in here, in towards Mist. Wanted to take this fight, but it looks like he's going to be retreating back out again.
Yeah, just everyone on terrible health here. One decent shot, one bad shot would have even killed Ixie there at some point. Was no health at all. Both the other ones sub 60 or something like that. Scary fight to take. You gotta be like so far down the game to want to take this fight as the 1 against the 2. To, you know, really have motivation to do it, but in this case, no reason to throw away a life if they can. Just D6 on second, form up again and defend for some more here, and unfortunately that's what they need to do here. It's still just GlobalClan in the better position for the remainder of the round right now.
Anti currently in behind here. He's going to be just spamming onto them. They're just going to be playing the damage game. Ixie is actually going to start going for that back cap. As Nunya are determined to hold this yard area. They've looked like they've fought against this before, but Ixie nearly gets the cap there. So now Nunya in a very bad position as the ball comes in from Charlie around the corner. Nice heads-up play there from him. Very nicely played there from GlobalClan, just taking it nice and slow. Managed to get that whole team in, but Seed's actually getting forced off. Doesn't really matter too much as they actually managed to find Connor there. They also find DuMmTm there, which is a really good pick, but they need to finish off this cap. Looks like Mist is now committing to it. And they could go for a last push right now if they wanted. Looks like they do manage to get the pick on towards Smile there. Scout Avani comes running in, actually whips out the sword there, but actually gets killed off by Mist once again. Mist going absolutely ham. And he also picks up another frag there and another round coming in for GlobalClan.
This is just pure chaos at this point. It's complete carnage here, but GlobalClan recognized an opening to just awkwardly grab behind, and I think the chaos is currently just surprisingly so favoring them just enough here. Nunya just can't put up a standard hold right now, and GlobalClan abuses it perfectly, even if it does cost them a lot of time here in the end, but hey, it got resolved quickly enough after a long drawn-out fight there.
Yeah, I mean, GlobalClan just played it really well. They played that spam game to near perfection, so let's see it again. Coming out of them here on this mid-fight. Let's see if they're going for the same thing. Mathis just going for another high bomb. Just going to be landing on top of Connor here. Just going to be doing a lot of damage in this corner. But Seeds once again committed across that point, but this time with the rest of his team. So in a really good position here for the side of GlobalClan. It's just going to be the dog left alive. And looks like Charlie is currently on the chase. Looks like Connor is going to be going for that left-hand side. Can he land these arrows? Charlie with the cringe jumps, unable to do anything. Charlie might go down. He's super weak in this corridor. Whips out the pickaxe. He's on the chase. And he actually gets murdered there by Connor.
No. This is all part of the plan. This is all planned. This is now a really bad spawn win for Connor. Trust me. This was all intentional here. He just waited for his team, of course. And look at that, Connor will not even be up for the next few seconds, and they already are going to last. This works out perfectly for them.
Once again, Charlie just proving he's the best player in GlobalClan with the pickaxe running at Connor there, but looks like Connor has now managed to spawn. They could get some cap time down. That's exactly what they require right now. They do manage to find 3 frags, so the point will just be entirely open for them right now. They may as well just throw bodies at him, and by that point, they will end up winning the round. Looks like Connor is out on the pyro. Connor wants to... Okay, no, he's dead. Round secured. The side of GlobalClan.
Something just switched in their heads here, and the amount of feeding they had earlier is just now working. Everyone's just playing so much better. I think at the beginning, for like 10 minutes, Mathis had like 3 points or something like that. And everyone, including himself, just completely turned his back around on just hitting stuff they need to, except maybe Charlie at the end there. But it doesn't even matter, because they just outdo them so much anyway. You can afford to be a few shots if you have all the time in the world to clean up the kills anyway.
I think GlobalClan managed to switch on their good brains now, and they're just playing on full gas now, it looks like, with Matthes once again going to be going for the tie bomb. This other one comes in from Smile. He's recognised that he's the landing on the seeds here on this mid-fight, does exactly that, and Connor now currently still alive, but needs to link up with somebody. Tries to link up with a scout right now, but unable to do so, and Smile there going to be jumping back to his mid with Charlie's once again in with the flank on this mid-fight, consistently screwing Nunya from the rear.
I don't know what changed. They just wrap all around them, soldiers everywhere, all over them, and just no chance for any space to be taken here. Charlie already behind them, still deep in fact for that, but they're not much to find right now as well. But they're just dancing all around them, and Nunya has to just watch it happen right now, and it's just a complete NPC in this game. And what has changed for Nunya here? They need a wake-up call, and they have not much more time to do it. 3 minutes left for a one-round deficit. Doesn't sound too impossible, but from last, it's gotta be difficult.
We're not going to last! It's just a different take on Eames right there, but looks like Math is actually getting fragged here, so no soldiers for the side of GlobalClan. This is where the crumble begins. I mean, you do see teams lose in the final 1 minute of the game very often nowadays, so we'll see if they can make this happen. In towards mid now, just trying to take as much space as they can. Seeds currently up to 75%, Ixie just trying to get on top of Connor there. Does get actually pinned to the low ground, is going to be retreating all the way out of this mid, and mid has been reclaimed by Nunya DuMmTm. This is all the steps that they need now, but the stalemate is going to ensue, and Granary is legendary for these stalemates.
Alright, well, that's not quite the game we had so far, though. GlobalClan has shined right now in the mayhem, making sure that they can abuse an opening and create a lot of chaos here. They have much more benefited right now, like you said, to play it slow a little bit more now, but I don't know if Nunya lets them here, because they need to push this forward as well. In fact, just take an Uber exchange straight in, and Seeds has not to use until this late into it.
Well, looks like they actually do commit a soldier in there just to distract the rest of that Uber there. So DuMmTm sacrificing his life for the space here, and Garbage going to be retreating back out that choke there. It's going to be Vanu solo blocking off Garage as well. So looks like GlobalClan unable to move anywhere here. Now getting buffed up, going to be building out that Uber charge once again, but I mean, this is just going to be burning more and more time off the clock. 1 minute 34. Let's see if they can play off the Uber here for the side of Nunya, because they need to start making moves now.
Yeah, it's crunch time now. They have everything against him. Like, this is just as awkward as it gets for the late game position here. They have no Uber advantage, they have no players right now, and it's an awkward stalemate to fight through, but they're taking the chance and just busting through right away. So does Charlie, gets close to the medic, not close enough. Dagger's not out of shutter doors as well. Very bad trade to take for GlobalClan. They have nothing said about us, but this is gonna get scary.
Send it, boys! Let's go! Connor now has Uber charge, and Seeds actually popped out first. It looks like they do manage to get the Uber out. They're going to be running in towards last here. If they can get on top of Seeds, it's going to be great. Looks like they managed to get the frag there. Connor managed to survive all of this here. Miss is currently pretty low here, but the flank is coming in from Matthes, and the crumble is there. Nunya getting crunched in this doorway from Matthes with the flank from behind. Unable to secure this, it looks like, unfortunately, they're done. 40 seconds remaining. They can still make one final push happen, but they need to get second and last.
And that is just the crux of the situations like this. You have to put it all on one card here. And if something sneaks past your side, you're just losing instantly. And unfortunately, Math is sneaking past them. Will block the cap on second, will deny them the exit as well to repush potentially at all. Here, Dagger with just a nice little trap there for some fun few kills on the logs as well. But at this point in the game, second's still not capped up for Rat as well. It should be under wraps as well.
They're going to send it once again in towards second. No cap time to be seen though, unfortunately. Looks like they're going to try and get Garbage on that cap there eventually. But 1 second remaining. GG is the call from the dog. And it's going to be a 4-3 victory to the side of GlobalClan. Not at all convincing, I might add, done.
Well, not at all convincing until it was, is I think is the way you have to say it.
That's very true, that's very true, yeah.
It just was, like, they started, okay, I mean, the first round was just a standard, pretty good mid to last, right? And then it was just Nunya's game for a little while there, and eventually they found the answer here. It was a really, really strong one, but it took a while to get there. That is always scary. What if it's just happening a little too late next time? But for now, they get away with a scare here. Do get all 3 points. Nunya looking down bad now, and themselves on last until the end of this match here. Maybe they can still change that by winning the next map, but temporarily they've been banished to the bottom of the table.
Yeah, I think that Nunya just hate playing on Ubers. Like, they want to get those Ubers out the way all the time, and they are just constantly going for sacks directly into medics, and they just want to play, like, outside of stalemates, and they do seem to thrive when they're not forced into a stalemate situation. I don't know what they do against GlobalClan if they were forced into a long-term stalemate, but we've actually got some logs on screen for you to look at, ladies and gentlemen, if you do enjoy some numbers and looking at who did the most damage on the server, and it was indeed Dagger.
That is not super surprising, was also fairly aggressive, especially later on in the game, just went deep more often with these Ubers than not. and took lead in charging in with these kind of fights they took, especially by the end when they took a lot more aggressive fights like that. So not entirely surprising here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he also was very aggressive on the mids. He was walking across at people a lot as well, taking those demo 1v1s on the mid fight as well, very, very often sticking off shutters, doing lots of damage on sticky traps, etc., etc. Actually managing to receive 10,000 healing in that game as well from Seeds, so it kind of been the front liner simultaneously, because Charlie and Mathers, they did play this very 2 Roma style gameplay. They just launched themselves every single mid fight, it looked like. But yeah, also the scouts have missed getting 23 frags in that game, only 10 deaths, playing a very Kunu style, I want to say, as well, very Moral Alexi even, playing really close with Seeds the entire game, because whenever you see Seeds, he's always got a scout that has very similar deaths to him. 10 and 9.
I mean, that's just the sign of people playing together here at some point. And while for a lot of the game, a lot of the team didn't, Mist just stuck to Seeds like he was glued on top of him. And that's what you want to see out of your Pocket Scout, right? Just dedication to protecting the man most important to you in this case. And I did that pretty well.
Yeah, so looking over towards the med stats, we're going to see some Kritzkriegs actually there coming out from Connor as a bit of a split there, but Seeds overall still managing to get 17 Ubers on the board, which is a lot of Ubers for a game. Like, the amount of times he got forced and the amount of Uber trades that were taken, I'm not really surprised, but it could have been up there in the 20s if Connor didn't die as much as he actually did during Granary. What's your view on this situation?
I don't know. It was a strange game with a lot of strange things happening to the medics as well here. At the end of the day, they were like awkwardly stuck in crits for a while as well, and they couldn't find great times to use it a lot as well, which does not do you any favors here, and had to switch off the long way around to. It doesn't do your numbers much of a favor here on medic as well, so I wouldn't think too much about it in that regard here. But at the end of the day, like you said, Seeds just better survivability this map with your Pocket Scout glued to you like that. A lot easier a lot of the time here, so it's a good sign at least that eventually by the end of things, it was looking up again for Global Clan here. It just needs to transition well from one map to the other here, and we'll see if Process will be favorable for them with that.
I mean, Process is going to be very interesting, to say the least. I mean, I'm definitely very impressed by how Vanu and Garbage have been playing so far, especially on Granary, because it's the only amount we've seen. But I was very happy with how they performed against these soldiers. I feel like these soldier bombs are going to be a lot less effective, and these scouts are really going to start to shine coming into this second map. So I actually do still have hopes for Nunya and their ability to get points out of this official. But currently, GlobalClan.EU have got the start of what they need to eventually make playoffs.
Well, it needs to be, right? That's just the only chances they get still this week, and it's not going to get much better from here with their position. Nunya is currently, I guess now, literally last, and everyone else will be high up the table from there as well. If they can't get the points they need here, then where else are they going to get them?
Yeah, it's they need to secure these. I mean, I think Global Clan definitely have a chance against all the teams they're going up against, but like you mentioned, they need to pull it together. I mean, going for this bog standard Team Fortress 2 by the book, is just playing by the book for a bit and using what skill you have and just using the advantages you have, and just playing on Ubers that entire time is like the very, it's textbook TF2, and I feel like that's how Global Clan want to play the game. I think that's what Josh has probably told them to do if they're struggling, just go back to basics kind of deal. But I don't think it's going to work out for them against these higher tier teams that are sitting currently upper on the leaderboard.
Or at least at some point during the map, they realized that they are in fact Prem players, and they can in fact play to that level here. And as long as they can keep that going to map 2, that might be a good thing here. It will be tough for Nunya to combat that at its best, but even then, spiraled out of control for a minute there on Granary by the end. But even then, they got at least one more chance out of, not a great one maybe, but they turned it back around enough to make it doable at least.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even once Global Clan was firing on all cylinders here, it didn't look quite far gone enough for Nunya to be completely writing him out of this yet.
I think Nunya definitely have their style. It's definitely a more aggressive style than a lot of teams. I feel like, you see this classic talking about how Seven would have had a defensive playstyle. I think Nunya have their direct polar opposite, where they're more than happy to send double sacks a lot as well, which I'm definitely turning into a big fan of, the double sack meta. where you just send 2, and if it doesn't work, you just lose a mid. But the payoff is huge if you do manage to get it, because you retake mid for free, push back on second, etc., etc. Very boring, strategy stuff. But I'm enjoying watching Nunya play the game. If I'm honest, it does look like there is reason behind some of the madness, even though from an external perspective, it looks like everyone's throwing themselves at each other.
Well, that was only the case for like a couple of minutes there in the game, fortunately enough. And even then, it was definitely GlobalClan doing the smarter choices within that as well. Something Nunya has to definitely avoid. They want to play a quick game. They have to make sure that GlobalClan doesn't just outdo them at their own game here. It's going to be tough. They need to just like be very aware on the flanks as well, which GlobalClan was lacking early on, but was fixing significantly later. And now it's Nunya's time to step up in that regard here. Process might or might not help with that. It's awkward because somehow Granary is like both a really slow and a really fast map sometimes. Process is just kind of awkwardly stuck in the middle more often than not.
Yeah. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna do a chat prediction. I want to know who everyone thinks is gonna win. So give me 2 seconds. Dumb. Use words.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you.
But no, really, I think GlobalClan has the energy now. They just needed to find themselves in the game, if that makes sense, right? They clearly had a warm-up. I think we've seen some of that earlier before we went live, but they needed, in fact, another half a map of warm-up as well to really get going, and I think now they got it. They didn't let it go last time against Galapateri as well. I don't think they're going to let it happen again here either.
I get the feeling that GlobalClan aren't going to be coming into this complacent. I think GlobalClan are definitely going to put up a better fight than they put up at the start of Granary. I feel like now that they are zoned in, they're taking their time, they're probably talking to their coach again, thinking about what they're going to be doing. So I feel like GlobalClan in this next game, I think that they're more likely to take it, but I still have faith in Nunya, and for that reason, I want to give a 4-1 scoreline. I know, ambitious, right?
Alright, you know, however, something crazy I cannot unsee anymore?
What?
I just looked at Ixie's GlobalClan image on his profile picture, and I can't help but see the Joker face in it anymore, so now it just looks like GlobalClan Society to me.
Oh no.
Which is tragic. I don't think we can do anything about that, sadly. Luckily, Charlie has a funny crocodile to distract from that, at least.
There we go. I did it. Who will win?
You did the predictions?
I did the prediction thing.
Wow, I did it last map, but I couldn't be bothered this time.
Don't worry. I put through the victory thingy, so we're all good, chat. Don't worry. But I want to see who actually thinks who's going to win here. But
that's the problem. That's the problem with the Twitch predictions. Usually, Seeds is the one to do it, but he's busy playing right now.
Yeah, but he's playing. He's the one in the game. I mean, hang on. Let's talk about some of the fixtures, shall we? What other fixtures do we have this week?
All of them.
All of them. Great.
Well,
love it.
We do not have yet the franchise against Aura, I believe. I need to double check if that hasn't changed by now, because I will cry. And in fact, looks like I will cry. They did schedule that. And me, I guess. No, wait, which game was it again? Something was not scheduled yet. I don't remember. Something didn't happen yet, I guess. Oh, no, was that last week's game? Oh, it was last week's game. Yeah, okay. So Aura franchise not happening yet. When is that? I don't know. If you are an Aura or the French team, please message me on this website so I don't have to cry myself to sleep. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This has been a PSA from DuMmTm. Please end his suffering. He needs help daily. So we've got Garda Pantsry versus Frenchies. Opinions, because that game is going to be pretty good. I mean, I'm looking forward to actually watching that game. Of course, we've got big turbo tabs with Big Josh going to be casting that game, so look forward to that one. But opinions, Garda Pantsry, Frenchies. Garda obviously looked like they were going to come, like, obviously looking just at the team, we didn't have much hope, but my God, they've been performing, to be honest.
It's going to be an interesting one. I want to say the Frenchies should win that, but I don't know. Garda to the best could do it here. Question is if it will be Garda to the best here. They didn't look 100% convincing the entire way through the last match, of course, but it being product the map they lost is not a concern for them at all, because it's a week 3 game, so they get to play Gully and Reckoner. And as far as I am concerned, Reckoner is still French propaganda to me. I don't know how true that is this season. In fact, have the Frenchies even played it yet? Who knows?
I do think the Frenchies are going to slam, because I've heard some scrum things from the French team, and I would be terrified of them if I was Garda Pantsry coming into a Reckoner map.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. Gully is a decent map, but I don't know. I feel like the Frenchies will just slam on Gully as well. It feels like such a good map for them here, based off the players I'm seeing on the roster. Hard to imagine them not take that, but Gada has the option, or not the option, has the ability to certainly make that game a lot closer than I'm anticipating right now, and I'm certainly hoping for that, for, the interest of the season being interesting, of course.
That's because Milky's going to slay them.
Maybe,
Milky, yeah, he just goes ham on, like, Gully Wash every single time he plays that map. It's just demo-centric, and he drops, like, 13,000 damage every single game he plays on Gully Wash.
I feel like once the franchise will slow down that game, it's going to be ugly for Gada, but who knows, and that's going to be an interesting, an important one, I should say, as well. Currently a 1st and 4, that's going to be just a massive boost to playoffs here, both in the head-to-head, exactly against the team they're winning against, as well as just, in general, 6 points late in the season like this is going to be just massive.
Yeah. Garda Panther as well also still have to play this Friday versus Nunya, the team we're watching
Classic
right now.
Friday Prem games, they happen all the time.
Which is Nunya's Week 5 game. so
What map is that, Snake?
I think it's Snake.
It's gotta be Snake Sunshine. No, not Sunshine, Transport earlier.
I'm not sure.
It's a mess. Who knows? Miracle. I did actually put the correct maps on TF2V, so that's good. So no,
you were right. It's Snake Sunshine. Yeah, you were right.
Like I said, we get to see every map again. Just a brief rundown. Hey, you want to know what maps you played this season? Just watch this week.
I wouldn't want to play against Garda on Sunshine. That's gonna suck.
Quite possibly, yeah. That's not unbelievable.
Like, Garda are pretty good at that. I mean, their soldiers just kind of go ham, like on that map. They just fly around everywhere. They do the fast roll out on both soldiers directly into the choke and stuff.
I looked warmed up on Snake as well last time we've seen them here against GlobalClan, but who knows? It's at the end of the day on to Nunya to beat that here, and if they can't beat GlobalClan yet, that's going to be a bad sign to start things off with for that match.
Ladies and gentlemen, since our viewer count has gone up a little bit here, and you've literally just been listening to myself and Dun speak relentlessly about random Team Fortress 2 stuff and spitting propaganda all over your faces. If you just joined us, this is the ETF2L Season 39, definitely Premiership Week 1 game between Nunya and GlobalClan. Of course, this was supposed to be both teams' first fixture, but we got in a TARDIS and we've flown back in time, and now they're finally playing the game.
Yeah, and they're ready to go. So our last one to join was Dagger, but with that man's ping sorted out now as well, looks like they are ready to go for map number 2, Process being the map of choice here, or the map of the selection, I guess, in the map rotation here. Either way, map 1 did go to GlobalClan here in a close fashion, but deserving one in the end here, but Process might be different. You can see who can come out on top with the soldiers already disappearing behind.
It looks like Deputy's there, needs to receive an arrow in the corner, and looks like also Smart going to be needing an arrow here, as the defensive bombs actually come out from the side of Nunya in towards Ixie there, just locking off that high ground, but Charlie managed to get the pick down to Deputy's. So we're going to see a bit of a reversal here coming out from the side of GlobalClan with that better player pick, with Charlie going down there. Also the high bomb coming in from Smart, going to be brushing all the way towards his choke here. Great damage onto the side of GlobalClan, and I can't see them stopping right now on the side of Nunya. Going to be trying to bust their way in towards second already with their players here. Actually, never mind, looks like they do want to go IT. This is even faster than I thought it was going to be.
It's a good start for Nunya for sure. They need to bounce back from last match if they want to get any more points for the playoff chances at all here out of this match. See if they can keep this going. Like you said, they want to be quick about it, but thought a bit better of it. Just wait for everyone to be ready here. And unfortunately, different DC amps going down on that. Chances to really go in. Going down the drain.
How dare you compare AMS to AMT? Different players, DuMmTm, different players. But him going down there is nothing to Nunya. That's dust. But just like GlobalClan here, not going for a counter-sack whatsoever. They're more than happy to it. Connor? What did Connor just eat? Did he just eat a pipe? I think he did. He went down to very, very low HP right there as we enter the very atypical snooze fest. As we're now going to see sack attempts begin to come in here from both teams. As Anti just going to be spamming in this choke here once again. Garbage getting sync bombed in the choke and nearly dies to it.
If a Matt eats a pipe and no one sees it, did he really go down to 50 health? Luckily for Connor, the answer is they don't know that at all, so nothing happened of that. In fact, they're just trying to preempt the T-bomb choke. However, people just jump past Charlie in the skybox and get close to the medic. Just not quite close enough here. Charlie, in the meantime, also similarly unsuccessful, but a lot more successful at actually getting out alive, seeing as he did not need to commit that deep to just jump the entrance to choke.
There's a nice bomb from Smart there, but he just got cleaned up way too fast. There was some really, really good focus fire coming in there from the GlobalClan. I think they can do more creative than that, surely, Dum.
Quite possibly, but at the moment there's no pressure to do it just yet. You can just feel out your options here, see if you are in fact landing the jump where you want to first of all. See if there's maybe some weird counter reaction the other team goes for as well. A lot of knowledge you can gain just from safe single stacks early on in the game when you can afford to waste some time.
Once again though, GlobalClan just not opting to do anything at all. They're just more than happy to sit back and just get healed up, reload guns and go again. I think they're actually waiting for Nunya to do their typical double sack. Actually going to be bombing in this time in towards the demo man, but nothing to be seen here as the bomb comes in from Charlie in towards Connor, but Connor once again, nice little surf there, going to be heading all the way back here, but looks like nothing else is going to happen there. Charlie with a single sack once again. No one really going for anything special here. Everyone's just more than happy to play the slow long con.
Yeah, and they just keep trying and trying again, peeking further and further in until maybe someone overextends the dagger peeking deep, but not enough for the scout to get away with Vanu. Will not find the kill they were looking for here on the demo man, but they're not done trying yet. Everyone's peeking, everyone's spamming, Clickies are flying. They're just slowly but surely winning away, getting a little bit more space to get some bombs, and Smile will not succeed either here. They're not making this a comfortable last one, but GlobalClan is very much still content, letting them peek a little bit if they do not get any further than they want to.
There is the play of just bombing a soldier all the way behind to roll out, and then you bomb a soldier in front and then re-bomb the soldier from rollout, and then you will pretty much always get the force. It's disgustingly effective. But opting not to do that, they're going to be running in here. Looks like they're going to be going for some kind of Uber trade here for the side of Nunya. Connor's going to be running in here. He's going to be eating a bunch of spam already. The roller's just going to be landing at his feet alongside the rockets, but the sack comes in towards Seed eventually from the choke. But looks like they actually find Anti as well. Going to be finding oh no, never mind. Charlie gets fragged, but Garbage does in fact go down right at the end. Mathis is going to be trying to creep in through the flank. Eventually not going to be getting in here, and GlobalClan is eventually going to break this hold from Nunya.
Yeah, they played the patience game. Like I said, they didn't need to do anything crazy here. They just needed to see if Nunya discussed too much in the end, and certainly they did ask for a little bit too much there, trying to go this deep over and over again here. Now, however, GlobalClan is in the same position. No Uber has been used yet after the mid-fights here, so both teams once again in the same position. Teams just swap, and maybe GlobalClan has some better ideas about it. You mentioned some plays they could do here. For now, they're not being funny there. They just send Charlie in deep, and the drop comes in at full velocity.
Easy peasy, but Charlie, beautiful air shot from him onto Connor, picking up that drop onto the medic. Insane stuff from him. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. And now we're going to see GlobalClan now on the front foot, going to be able to head in towards second now with their full Uber advantage. Vanu has said, screw this, I'm on NG now.
Well, you don't need to do anything fancy like that if you just got it like this. And Charlie does. He said some mad stuff this game already here. After they went down like 3-1, he just became too angry to lose and has not stopped doing it since.
So they now take on towards second here. Good stuff here from GlobalClan. They're going to be able to cap up this point now. Seed still has that Uber available to him, so massive Uber advantage to speak of here, but looks like Connor has been rapidly building that Kritzkrieg once again. As the Uber comes in now in towards Connor, they just kill him pretty much immediately there, so that Kritzkrieg totally nullified and worthless. And Anti now on the high ground getting super weak here in this border, does hit the reset fine, but now they need to play this point inside GlobalClan, fixing their previous mistakes. The bomb's actually coming in here with the respawners, but the rest of the players here from GlobalClan going to be fully committing now as they bring the heals back into the fight and they're able to reclaim the kills.
Yeah, really nice little bomb set. Yeah, nothing too fancy, but just playing off each other. Great lead between Charlie and Mathis to open up the rest of the push once again for the team. Nuke the demo man, get the soldier down as well, leaves the scout turned around for 2 scouts, Ixie and Mist to just run into, clean up house with. Really good start. They knew exactly what they were doing there for the entire last push and get themselves a nice deserved first lead on the map. Not as quick on the first round as last time. He's certainly a bit of a slower start, ironically enough, after Granary, but they got it going again pretty quickly here. Mathis with some attempt. It's a killer beast.
They get down here right at the start of that mid there, very nice. A fast bomb's coming out from inside GlobalClan, but the re-aggression is coming in, and he managed to pick up Ixie as well, but the re-bomb here from Charlie in towards the pack, doesn't manage to pick that one up, and serves all the way to the other pack. It's going to be lingering on this mid-fight here. Mist going to be heading back towards the choke, but nice turret there from Anti in the choke point just to clean them up there, and it's going to be a mid-win from Nunya.
Yeah, that's certainly what they need right now, but they need to play just a bit cleaner from here. Ixie will spawn, Mist not so lucky, but they will have to take a chance here. GlobalClan not really set up completely just yet, but it's enough of an opening to take a gander at second and realize that maybe we should just take all the space here as quickly as we can before the rest of them roll up, and in fact, no one really dares to do it anymore. GlobalClan happily concedes second point as well with the lack of positioning. They find themselves back to last, it goes. Sniper up as well. Pyro surprisingly here, that's a strange one to see, since they do have just all the time in the world to put up a gun.
I think that they just don't care. Like, genuinely, GlobalClan, they're just not fancying that sentry gun, but once they hit that power on the okay,
I guess you don't need one if you just...
That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Ixen just hits those. You don't need a sentry gun when you kill the medic!
Again, sometimes we just got it like that, and Ixie is one of those people.
Losing my mind here. It's actually heading into the second now. Seeds doesn't actually have to use out the supercharge. No bombs are going to be coming in here. Everyone is too weak to be able to jump here, so it's going to be the second take basically for free here. Smart in a position, going to be going in for a very low bomb in towards Ixie though, and doesn't find anyone at all. Mathis going down though as a rebuttal, but not anything else being found here for Nunya.
Alright, second point taken. Let's see how far they can take this advantage now as well. With 2 downs still, it should be a good chance to do it here. However, they might not be aware of the sniper in the forward spawn. You always have to bank on that being the case here, but let's see if they do. Charlie is at least looking for it, but one hasn't shown their face just yet either. Unfortunately, that entails also the moment when the sniper had the sight on the medic here.
Looks like now Vanu's going to be chilling out inside of that shutter door, just remaining there. He's probably going to re-peek. He's definitely going to re-peek. It's going to get called. He's going to re-peek and kill someone.
Maybe Vanu's not AFK. They will in fact go for it at some point here, but it's just much too late at this point. There was a moment when they walked through choke, but they didn't peek at the right time here. It's unfortunate. Will not be that costly at the end of the day. They already lost the point anyway, and will surely not be a chance to get the job, of course, but it will not cost them second yet at all. Connor has by now, so it's a complete crisis already averted at least.
Okay, they have actually decided to stick with the sniper. Going to be slow peeking around this corner here, trying to get the headshot onto the scout that sits on the rock, and he gets missed. There you go. Easy little pick there now, and Siege is going to go straight into... And, well, he's going to go sit behind the rock and be in a spot that is going to be unsnipeable here. I think Vanu's going to be aware of this, though, and start going for other players. And he's just trying to get some space towards Sewer there. Charlie is going to actually commit through that doorway here, but Vanu, all the space in the world towards his choke. But playing this left-hand side is a very reliable position, just grouping up around your med so he can't get killed. Vanu going to be rotating all the way through towards IT, but Mathis, nice read onto the sniper there and just picks up the kill. Amazing stuff there.
Alright, on we go. Uber is maybe still intact here, but sniper down is obviously great for them already here. Maybe just enough to peek a little bit more. We've not seen them too long in the stalemate before here, so maybe without an incredible bomb like last time, they'll have to work a little bit harder to get actually anywhere out of the stalemate now.
Once again, playing nice and slow here from both teams. No one really wants to do anything. No snipers this time around, so it's just going to be single soldier sacks once again, it feels like, from GlobalClan.
No one changing the meta. Coming through Smile, just straight in on the medic, and sees, unfortunately, already stepped out of the bomb's line before it even happened.
And Charlie screws up the speed shot and gets danced on by Connor. Incredible stuff there from him, but one soldier apiece for both sides, and then you're now getting aggressive towards this choke here, just trying to lock out some more space. Just going to be playing nice and aggressive towards this choke here as the one comes in from MT there. He's going to eventually escape back out through the choke as well.
They're just taking turns now. They had a short little moment there where no one did anything for like a few seconds, but now everyone wants to just get in through choke no matter what, see what they can do, and deal with the consequences later. Unfortunately for either side, I guess, there has not been really any consequences. It's just another bomb coming in. However, Ixie also, bored of everyone else having the fun, will put matters into his own hands. Certainly hit shot before, but this one will be a little bit harder. Medic usually won't be as generous a spot right now. Connor still is, I guess, but that's only because he hasn't seen the sniper yet.
Connor tries to arrow. Connor does try and arrow the enemy team, so he's just going to probably climb and just go for the headshot.
That would be very funny, so I'm all for it.
Oh, gets the body shot there, so they know the sniper is at large now. The side of GlobalClan, so he's just going to start moving towards that high ground, just to be peeking that choke, but Nunya actually moving into the more... Okay, this is not a meta position. They want to actually go for an Uber trade here. I love this. They're going in for the Uber trade onto the team with the sniper. They do get the force immediately out of Seeds here. Going to be Delta splitting their team back towards the choke, but the stickies are being laid up here. Connor there with a nice surf back around the corner. Uber's now out of play with the sniper currently in play. Headshot towards garbage, and they do get the clean up there with the one sticky.
Alright, so far so good here. Stalemate still intact with him despite everyone's best efforts right now. Ixie not able to get a deeper peek as well, but bombs keep coming. Charlie tries to escape that means through Connor. That's not how that works, and even then, he has not hit him once with a melee this game.
Okay, here comes the mega pressure coming out from Nunya here. They just want to send their players in towards the sniper, just get really, really, really aggressive. They're just sending all their players in here, in towards the mist as well. Actually getting super weak there on the low ground. Does manage to link back up the Seeds though, managing to keep him alive for a little bit longer here. Ixie having to retreat back through this choker. The sniper just cannot hold his ground. And Nunya there, very, very nice heads-up play. Get those Zubers out of the way and make sure the sniper is absolutely useless.
Yeah, quick point taken here. Just one too many mistakes in a row, and suddenly GlobalClan's off mid again. This game has been in the mid-second scenario for a little bit now. Nunya needs to be now the ones with the actual opportunity to take here into second for any chance on the comeback at all. It's only one round, but in classic process fashion, once it slows down, it stays like this quite a bit. At least you have better chance to sack down Granary lots of the time, but that means you also still have to get past these scouts, and I guess the sniper in this case as well. And as much as someone gets deep, no one gets close enough to the medic for it to make a difference.
Yeah, Smart actually got a really long respawner there as well, so unfortunate timing for the sack, but you can never read those, so Ixie now going to be peeking in towards his choke. There won't be a counter sack from GlobalClan for fear of what happened to them last time when they sent in a sack and they ended up losing mid off the back of it, so no different mistakes here, just going to be playing slow with the sniper, just trying to peek that doorway on the shutter here, and they don't manage to get the peek that they needed. And they do manage to spam these players back off the shutter here. If W's getting aggressive towards the choke as well, really, really good damage into the side of GlobalClan.
Let's see, Ixie still sniping, takes his time with these opportunities right now, but in the lead once again. I mean, it's not the prettiest way to play the game, but they know exactly they can't afford to do it here. Just sit back with the Ixie sniper and let the man have all the fun in the world he wants. If even it takes a little while longer to get something going here, that's fine with them. It's a pressure onto Nunya now. Sure, time-wise, it's not that bad just yet, but it's not getting any better time-wise either, that's for sure.
Send it! He's on top of Seeds, gets the force, there you go. They eventually get that force out with the double sack, eventually. Also, Charlie going down in this choke here with a very, very early sack from him is going to make sure that GlobalClan can't actually do anything here, since they do lose their one player, and there will be a disadvantage if they try and get in towards mid. Since the Uber is currently in play, going to be playing really, really slow here from the side of Nunya, making sure that they don't have to use this Uber charge in whatsoever. Ixie going to be peeking that sightline though, and Connor cannot cross. He does go for the cross here. Ixie shoots it off, but they do manage to get in without having to use that Uber charge. Very impressive stuff there from Connor, holding that Uber, not popping it around the corner, disrespecting the sniper. Actually going towards 5 here. A very risky maneuver against the sniper. He still hasn't used. Connor has massive balls. Oh my god, he just walks in towards last. The Uber is actually totally in their face here. He managed to kill off Charlie here. Smart also going down there, but Mathers getting killed in the wake of this Uber charge. Just the scouts left alive with Seeds, and they're all getting cleaned up here. And Seeds is the only man left standing there, and they do manage to take that round there. Massive stuff from Connor not to use.
That was a bit strange by GlobalClan. I feel like they rushed point very heavily against very little cap time, but at the end of the day, I mean, if you can't use this late, you'll just get as deep as they are easily and just deal all the damage on people busting out of spawn very freely there, no matter what they try to do out of spawn. So Nunya gets it either way, ties it back up just about at halftime here, and suddenly this whole dynamics shift again. GlobalClan can't just sit back anymore, they have to get something going as well now.
Nunya here going for the joint high bombs, and they're just going to be faking all the way around, but both soldiers very, very hurt here, so both of them requiring arrows on this mid-fight. One does receive another, and there you go. They do manage to get nice and arrowed up here. Garbage getting weak as well on that high ground, but no frags really been traded other than Derpy who went down earlier. And Smart just going to get pinged back towards the choke here. Good defensive gameplay here from GlobalClan, going to be taking it nice and slow on towards Vanu as well. Mathers going down, but that is alright since you are going to be winning this mid-fight here. Charlie with a chase though, in through the choke point, is eventually going to get cleaned up there, so a little bit of haste there. And good damage into the choke from these dual-bombing soldiers, so very nice stuff there from Nunya in response.
Yeah, can keep them safe. The Goyi as well. They have to take no reason to wait along any longer here. They just go straight forward and get the force pretty quickly. Charlie is not up yet, so there's still one down each here, but with Smile getting sniped down as well here, they have a long wait before they will have all 6 again, and I think Nunya realizes that despite a pretty alright exchange, there's going to be numbers down the entire time while Smile is waiting in the spawn queue. They're playing it safe for at least a little while longer here while they still can, but this is an unfortunate miss on this exchange.
I would like to point out that 16 minutes have expired, 16 minutes and 30 seconds to be precise have expired, and we still have players in the server with single points, or single digits.
I mean, with the mid-second stalemates, that's not exactly surprising, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just, these soldiers are having a bit of a poverty game, trying to fight into these stalemates that keep happening. It is currently 1-1 as the scoreline. It feels like we're watching Granary, You know what I mean?
This is what I keep saying. Granary is both the slowest and fastest map at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know
You
why.
just get a little bit of both, and we certainly did get that. But at least once it gets funny, it gets really funny on Granary. On Process, then it's much rarer to happen. It's just like always the same pace, and a lot of it is like this.
It's nice and slow from both teams. Everyone just not wanting to make any mistakes here. GlobalClan here, they want to make sure that they can get some kind of win on the board here. They kind of need 6 points here, but Nunya, they're more than happy to sit around and wait, continue playing their game. And Charlie's made mistakes here. Charlie going to be going in for the bomb in towards Connor. Does get down to the low ground. Charlie commits, but Connor holds it. Wow. He actually holds that. That's insane. Very nice stuff there from Connor.
Yeah, and gonna be very thankful for that probably later down the road. To not be finding themselves back from last low Uber out of nowhere to just a single soldier sack once again here. They've made that mistake before. They don't want to go back into their territory. Not again. Save themselves that trouble here, but living is not equal winning here, and you must realize that very much so. I've already tried, but everyone keeps trying. Charlie once again lands on everyone's head except Connor's, and that's not going to land the lethal blow.
Dagger with a very, very nice sticky though. He actually managed to fire it and get a nice 60 damage sticky under Connor's feet, so if the rocket didn't come in, it would have been a drop, but Dagger here getting very aggressive in this choke. Could have been sacked on there by DuMmTm, but he misses the trick there and goes in for the med instead, doesn't find anything at all after that sack, but 27 HP currently on Connor, just eating all of the spam that's coming out from the Stemmer Man.
Yeah, keeping everyone in check so far here at Joy. There's another bomb in for the soldiers, deal so much damage, not lethal yet. Either soldier on the other side will get out alive here, and it's unfortunate, but they will just try again. Why not? Took so much fun the first time round, and Charlie's time to play. Now, unfortunately, Connor will hit a good enough surface to get away from that. No chance to hit that with any sort of certainty on this attempt, and the roulette of soldiers flying through just keeps on rolling.
Yeah, soldiers just feeding and dying and just rinse and repeat. Almost feels like they should go for something different here, but just obviously do the same thing time and time again. No new sacks coming out from either team, but Charlie once again going for that single sack. Eventually it's going to work. He thinks out loud to himself, but just immediately dies. He's just going to rinse and repeat these respawners. DuMmTm going in now in towards Seeds. He gets immediately denied here, so both soldiers going down one by one. It's just... Please, Doug. Please, someone invent a new meta. For the love of God.
This is just a consequence of all these soldiers being, hey, watch this, and then going in again. Except now it's Connor's time to do it. He's the medic and he says, yeah, we do this again here. The last exchange wasn't terrible, but it wasn't successful here either. Let's see how it goes this time around. They certainly have something to do. If your map is in the backline, certainly won't have a chance to do anything while the Uber is running, and in the meantime, the last one comes up as well, keep Mathis in track, and they have all the time in the world to go deal with that. In the meantime, GlobalClan, that's not really their playbook.
Mathers taking the fight on 5 against Varney there, actually managing to win the fight against a scout in a 1v1. Very nice stuff there from Mathers.
Well, I don't think that's going to get the game moving, unfortunately, here. One down each, just going to put both in fairly similar positions. Arguably a bit more playable for GlobalClan to just send another Solly in where one scout is lacking, but realistically that shouldn't be enough either here, and certainly they won't even test their luck.
Starting to get down to crunch time here, 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Both teams need one round in order to get some kind of advantage. We are currently seeing on evens right now. Neither team spitting any BM in the chat for a little while, other than Charlie saying K, so not a lot really going on from either side right now.
You.
Okay, Uber Train once again coming in and towards Mathers. Good damage onto him. They do manage to get the kill on towards Mathers, but Seeds hasn't had to use. Eventually does have to use out there. Garbage here going to get caught in here. Actually chasing Connor as well. Eventually Nunya have cracked. The egg has been split, but bombs coming in from these soldiers. Great damage in towards Seeds. Can they clean him up? They do manage to do it right at the end there, and they do manage to get the rest of the bombs in. W's going in here, eventually going to die to the scout, looks like. Can he land the pipe? Can it? No, he gets the frag there with the winger clip, and they do manage to all get onto second and start capping up that point. Things happen!
It's looked like it's too late to feed into the last, so no one's happy, and they're not all together here, and Void is to do it anyway, so the first few spawns come up, and they would just run into a fully healed scout to try to run into last there. But yeah, GlobalClan will do it in the end, and might do it again! Oh, Medic gets back into spawn. Connor has the forward bind mashed there the entire way into spawn just to make sure that is not lethal, and that's the energy you need here. You just need to make sure that you click it the second you can, and not halfway through the spawn zone.
Yeah, looks like they are actually just going to be trying to push in towards second. Nunya do not want to be sticking around here, but it looks like Connor in a really, really bad spot right now. Gets up to the high ground eventually, but not from eating a bunch of spam here. They do manage to get on the edge of this point here, but the rebombs coming in from the side of GlobalClan. But good hold here coming out from the side of Nunya. The bombs actually coming in towards the point. They do get the kill on towards Garbage, and the kill on towards W's there. And the back cap comes in, and it's going to be a 2-1 Ixie there with the flank. Manages to get in, and now it's all systems go for Nunya, I think.
Yeah, they very much need to hear. This was a very slow game so far, but they're down again, and they can't afford to be if they want to get much of anything out of this game at all here. So if this slowing down again, it's just no one doing themselves a favor now.
Do you see a pause coming in once again? Is it Mathers again?
No, this is just the peak stalemate, mother.
They've gone to the ultimate stalemate where literally nothing happens.
The big stalemate in heaven.
The big freeze. Okay,
but
so...
yeah, I mean, last time of Mathers seeing, I believe Dagger did have 100 ping joining the server, however. So I don't know. We'll find out soon when Ari posts about it in chat, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually. Hari's just gonna leak all the information that we need. Yeah, I don't feel like, once again, it's not... I thought GlobalClan were going to be coming into this with, with a new gusto after that gust of wind that they had to come back from the 3-1 that they were down in Granary to bring it back to be a 4-3. They haven't brought that energy into the next map, and it just seems to be like a stalemate gameplay, and they could lose it off the back of that. I mean, if you play too slow, you're going to make more mistakes, but I feel like Nunya, they crack sooner because they want to do things, Nunya. They don't care about being bored. They will just start doing things. And they end up screwing up, like we saw before. 3 times now.
Well, you can't make an omelette without breaking a couple eggs here, and if this is in their first season, how things go down, it's maybe unfortunate right now for a team that still very much could make playoffs at the end of the day. But it's just how it is, right? You can't get too worked up about it here. Gotta keep you calm, and they still have a couple of minutes to try some more here and see if any of it actually will work out this time.
Nah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is going to be like in the Nunya calls right now. I don't think they really care. I feel like they're just going to continue playing the game, but I feel like there's going to be more pressure now. I feel like everyone is going to be a little bit on edge, maybe. They kind of need these points, even though they've got a bunch of officials left, but I feel like Nunya, they need this little win here, just to keep them maybe in the running to get to playoffs. I don't know if that's what they've got their eyes set on right now.
Oh yeah, for the heat of the moment, the adrenaline definitely is pumping. You still want to win this if you can. Of course, at the end of the day, it's not going to be a case of giving up here by any means, but you gotta be smart about it, right? We've seen the game escalate a little bit last time, and GlobalClan certainly took the upper hand once it did quite a bit here, so they need to be careful exactly how they want to do this, if they want to just, like, be a lot more, quote-unquote, brainlessly aggressive or not. As the answer here right now, in the game as slowly paced as this one right now, it's a dangerous game to play. What if GlobalClan is just putting up an iron wall against you?
I'm watching Beta's cam right now on my second monitor. I'm just seeing him look at the various cosmetics. That bird is having a Monka extreme. Can you just move the camera a lot? Make it flip out real bad?
That poor bird. This is animal cruelty. I do not condone this on my channel.
God. Oh no. Oh
god, Beta's a magician. How does he do it? How?
Look at it go!
How, Chad?
Oh my god! Oh goodness! It's just feet. It's ascended. It's gone. It's free. Finally free from Dagger's clutches.
Maybe this is why Beta has PC problems, because the bird just keeps flipping out.
He's gonna find the bird in another dimension.
Oh boy. Well, we still haven't gotten word what the pause was for. That is unfortunate. It's always nice to know. Seeds did find the Liberty Launcher though, so I'll be excited for that on the next mid-fight.
Hang on, what? Liberty Launcher? Seeds? Oh, okay, you got me excited. I thought that Seeds was playing Soldier, but never mind.
I mean, you never know.
No cap, Liberty Launcher is a fun weapon to use.
I mean, hey, you say fun, you don't say good, so that's fair.
Yep.
I like dealing deflated rockets, but many of them.
It's time for us to have a discussion about Liberty Launcher buff banner gameplay.
I don't think it is time for that at all, actually.
Beta's still messing around with the bird. What other hideous cosmetics are on the map right now, Beta? I'm gonna go fly around and see
I don't know, but you guys mentioned Liberty Launcher, so I'm just gonna jump in because I feel like I'm the Liberty Launcher expert, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I can confirm that Process is indeed the best Liberty Launcher map there is.
Yes.
And like you can do a really fast rollout with the Liberty Launcher like any other normal one, but like you can do a double sync rocket onto the demo man that he can't dodge. So and that does like 120-ish.
And shoot 3 rockets or something. Or is the airstrike not quite as obscene as I thought it was?
You can also just sit back and spam with the Liberty Launcher and
Oh,
shit!
we're back into the game.
Checkmate. Liberal.
Double fast roll out onto W as well. He is going to be stuck in the corner. Does receive an arrow there from Connor, getting healed up very nicely. The rebound's coming in from Smile as well. Right back into the action here. Seems getting bombed to the choke point. He needs to escape back to the choke. Rebound comes in towards Connor. Surfs all the way around to the high ground here. Ixie getting shot to a corner. Does eventually go down there. Dagger is going to be trying to clean up this choke point all on his own. Versus Derby, who's here. Derby is just going to be running back in through the choke point. Eats a pipe, doesn't care. Going to be continuing to walk in through. And eventually, they do manage to cap the mid. That's going to be it. Nunya winning that first mid.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it's not a crazy one by any means. GlobalClan did see the writing on the wall very early and just called it quits right away when the soldiers went down for nothing much. It's gonna make it difficult, but not impossible here. They just need to break the stalemate that has been all game. The mid to second one here, they tried to just pass through. Vano not very lucky, but they haven't given up quite yet. But I think that's quickly changing their mind. Yes, the bombs come in return, soldiers on the hand. Amp will live for now, just barely so, but they need to be careful, right? They don't want to lose more than one. Give GlobalClan any chance to put them back on their own ass.
And now, resident sleepers in chat, please. Everyone get your Peepo comfies in the chat.
That is not an emote we have in this one.
Oh, do we not have that?
I'm pretty sure we don't.
I'm angry, DuMmTm. Make it a thing.
Well, I'd have to get rid of something, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that right now.
Make these things
But
happen.
we need Amogus on this channel, okay? That's much more important.
We There's where the pause was. We found it.
What was it for?
I'm just having a scroll. No.
Well, they know they have a spy, which is certainly very true.
Oh, okay. Okay, looks like a headshot comes out from Barney there. Currently playing the sniper, not even paying attention to this game anymore, apparently. But he is sniping, and he managed to get the kill down towards Charlie. So that's one pick. Anti going to be trying to bomb in here, just trying to get some space in with W's. And with this angle that they have, Siege actually decides to use the Uber and in towards W's here. But it's a much better route for the side of Nunya, even though they're the sniper and the post Uber. So it looks like GlobalClan going to be leading their second point.
Yeah, they felt scared by the sniper, they felt scared by the poster position, and I don't like saying it, but they are starting to look a bit like Snakewater early minutes gameplay from the other day, and that wasn't exactly a good GlobalClan. He's just playing it very, very safe at all stations of the game here, and while it's somewhat justifiable to save the scoreline here, it is putting them just in worse spot one bit at a time.
The threat of the sniper is more threatening than the sniper itself. Master of War, by the way. Sun Tzu said that, definitely.
Oh, I thought you meant literally war said that.
Well, yeah. Definitely, he is our Sun Tzu. The equivalency. Anyway, still sniping out on second here.
This is something that I'm just perplexed by. I mean, if this was exactly all of Nerd Rage here, I would not be surprised by the Pyro, but seeing missed on Pyro in situations like this is very surprising. Sentry Gun is, I feel like, always a lot more consistent, and even if you have a Pyro, you still would probably have a gun with it as well. Strange to see that here, but I mean, hey, if they trust it, then they better let it known that it works.
I'm going to point out you can separate the men from the boys by if the Pyro has a flare gun or not. And missed with the flare gun, definitely a man. Full man. The man has facial hair.
Well, the Pyro probably, actually, who knows, maybe, I guess.
Using a
We'll
shotgun,
never know.
boy weapon.
If this game doesn't get updates somehow.
Okay. Everyone's just spamming doors.
Charlie, for a good reason, he's on Battalion's backup. So is Amp actually on the conch here, both teams with the banner, so I guess they just want to play the long game here. They have enough time to do that, barely 4 minutes, but will it work out in the end? Sniper down is a good start.
Yeah, very, very good start there. It's exactly what you want here with Varney going down. The pressure has been relieved slightly for Seeds. He's going to be running around now. He's free like Bambi. He can finally jump and heal his teammates wherever he likes, without fear of getting headshot.
Well, that fear is at least still kind of there, but I don't think Ixie is going to take it really deep peaks as long as they stay out of the side, then it's fine. But the problem is they can't do that. They're down on round, they can go in, and someone is already. Vanu wants to take a bit of a fight here on the flank. Don't really have to take it just yet. They're just sitting back. Mathis with the sniper's backup. And no threat at all to single scout, so they just send in more players at a time here. 2 go in, Soldier will get it. And that's the force coming out earlier. There was a gun, but it was only a easily level 1.
I've got to say that was a really nice use there from Seeds. He just spotted that scout at the corner of his eye and popped off the Uber. He would have dropped, because he did eat actually a meat shot from the scout that came in from the side there from garbage. So really, really nice use there from him. Just keep himself alive and keep his team buffed up there. But Now we're in a situation where Amty is actually currently on the conch as well, heading in towards second here. He's at 98% on that conch as well, so he's going to be very, very close. The Revenge Crit's currently up for that Engineer of Mist, seeing out last, but the Uber Charge is going to be coming in through one. It looks like they're just going to pop it through this doorway onto the demo. They do manage to get on top of the center gun. It looks like eventually they clean that one up. No Stiggy's currently on the point. The conch is now going to get popped. All systems go! Launch, boys, into the enemy team. They head in towards the point and they just cap it up. Done. That's all it takes.
Yeah, there you go. The comps didn't even matter in the end because they didn't go anywhere anymore. They were already in a point and barely needed the help as well. They just did it with cap life alone here. The Heavy just too little too late to really munch through anyone there and just has to see the point go to waste right in front of their eyes. 2 minutes left. It is doable to get around here, but it's scary times now because if you mess up on the mid just badly enough, you might just go down before a golden cap even.
Double fast rollout onto the demo. They do get that pick there. Mathers there also getting taken down. Looks like Nunya here more than happy to stay in this mid-fight here. It's going to be Small bombing around on towards Dagger. Good damage onto him, forcing him back to the choke again. We're just seeing a repeat of the last few mid-fights that happened here. Really, really nice pressure there from the Nunya soldiers.
Yeah, just once again outzoning the Odd pretty quickly, not letting them have too much fun here. Charlie's still trying anyway, despite the odds maybe, but Kona just about escapes. Just too far to reach for those rockets here, but the medic's weak. With that, they have to be careful now, and they're falling back quite early. Much quicker so than one of their scouts here. In fact, Smile falls as well. Well, it does cost them a play in the end. That is, in the end, a really, really good end result for Global Clan here. They picked their options really well, gave spots on the mid fight early, but made sure they can repush just like this and pick their options really, really well here. Need to just convert this into last quickly now to avoid the dreaded golden cap.
No drops, no drops, no drops. No one drops any Uber charges here, so it's going to be a relatively even trade. Better Uber here for Nunya. Going to be fading slightly later, but Connor sitting in this choke point here, waiting for the rest of his team to come in. They do get on top of Seeds and Dagger, getting those frags. Excellent gameplay coming in from them. They've also got Mathis currently in the backline, actually picking up a frag onto Vanu as well. So this front pressure and back pressure is all there now, so it's like a pincer maneuver could come in from Global Clan, and they are starting it with the back cap. It's going to be a 1v1, Garbage versus Ixie on the second point, and Garbage is going to lose it.
I don't think he wanted to take the fight at all. He's just scared.
Ixie's going last! Oh,
no, he's not. Smile arrives just in time. Is the hero for the team they need here. 20 seconds. They just need to bring this to time right now. They can't win anymore. They just need to not lose.
The bombs from Mathis, they're just going to throw their corpses at it right now. And then when he bombs in, he gets nothing. It's going to be 9 seconds remaining. The second cap comes in. DuMmTm, we are going to a golden cap.
Well, this one's going to take 15 minutes again. It's the curse of week 1. It just keeps happening.
Oh, God. Please.
I've been here before.
I've been here before.
I know what's happening now.
Oh, sweet God. Okay, yeah. What can you deduce from what you've seen so far? If you were putting if your life was on the line and you had to choose a team that was going to win this golden cap, which team would you choose and why?
I mean, by the end of it, Nunya had the mid-fight down a little bit more, despite Global Clan kind of winning this one here. That was much less out of the actual mid-play, as much as just a really well-picked repush here, where Nunya was sleeping on a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think Global Clan still might have it in the end. I mean, the defenses certainly were pretty decent most of the way around here. It's going to be a difficult one either way. Once this game slows down, it's just for higher powers to decide here who gets the first better bump in as well. It's just kind of individual plays at that point here. And I don't think either team wants to get there, so maybe we'll see something strange coming out of the mid-fights to avoid exactly that.
Yeah, I think Global Clan are going to go for this double fast rollout. Again, they've been doing it on every single bin. They do manage to find the demo every single time, but as soon as they lose that one soldier that fully commits for the demo man, they all just seem to scarper back into a hole in choke, and they don't really do anything else. They don't really take the space that's provided by killing off that demo man, and as a result, they've been losing the mids, because the soldiers just take the space that they haven't. And, yeah, they just end up winning the mid-fights off the back of that, and that's literally all it takes. Nunya proving that they are already ready for this game, have already pressed the ready up button, not one to waste any time.
It's the bluff. You just ready up quick because you're not expecting to do for them to do it either. You're just faking them out and just instill fear into them. And as we all know from LAN, fear is the greatest weapon in this game. That's all you need.
You just need fear.
Realistically, that does actually well, not the dreading up maybe, but just, looking exactly like you know everything you're doing perfectly all the time. Just not panicking, all right? Just being confident about what you're doing and just doing it consequently, not second guessing yourself, constantly backing off of starting place as well, because that is so easily abusable.
Beta, can you show the game chat on stream for me, please? When you get the opportunity. Thank you. There's been some happenings. Oh, good lord. Apparently Seeds has gone to throw up. And Connor says good. Seeds has now left the game. He decided he's DC and he's gone. He's done.
Chad, anyone want to merc in this game? They need a medic, I think. Message me on this web zone if you want to play.
Who responds to I had to throw up to I hope it was chunky?
That is something Connor would say. That is something he would say.
Oh, delicious. Fear, ? Indeed.
Well, another land flashback. Maybe he just ate the wrong tacos.
Alright. So, chat predictions. Resident Sleeper if you think Global Clan is going to win. Pogs if you think Nunya is going to win.
Thinking emoji if you think Seeds will play despite his physical condition.
Yes. Thank you. If anyone... Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's just pure fear. I'm seeing a couple Pogs. I'm seeing a Craigasm.
I just don't think the people know how to put emojis in the chat anymore.
No, I feel like
it's a tragedy.
Yeah, we've got some stinky cheese. Great. Loving it. Thonk emoji. Love it. Seeds is back in the server. Things are happening.
Well, hopefully not in his mouth.
And he's evacuated his entire being.
If you drop in real life, you can't drop in game anymore, right?
I mean, I think he is impervious to dropping Ubers. I think he just can't do it anymore. I feel like his body just doesn't... It's just pure reaction at this point.
Only better, because this is where it counts now. This is for the last single-digit point of this map, of this match even. Both teams get 1 out of this map, is how this works on ETF2L, which means GlobalClan already has 4 out of this, sitting at 9 now. Nunya at easily 7 right now, and if they wanted to loot themselves into, you know, having full-on copium for playoffs still, then they need this last point here still very much.
7 is still better than 0, though, as we are now heading into our golden cap on map number 2 of our week 1 fixture. This is going to be processed. Golden cap coming out here. Let's see what mid strategies they are going to employ on both teams. It's going to be Mathis with another fast rollout. Going to be trying to land top of this demo man here. Whiffs the first rocket, lands the second. In towards the choke to get the kill. Charlie is now fully committed and does go down pretty much immediately. Counter high bomb is going to be coming in again. Exactly the same strategy from Nunya, but he actually moves small this time around. So better picks now for the side of Global Clan. And this mid fight is looking kind of disastrous with both Amty and Garbage getting super weak here. But Vine's going to be running in on top of Seeds. Seeds with the movement, though, is going to keep himself alive.
They just were really smart about this. They threw their soldiers in and expected immediately they will do the same second later. Had the sticks ready on the pack, expected the landing perfectly there, and just cleaned them up just like that here. The rest of them left early, so Nunya cut the losses quickly enough here at the end of the day, but still, it's going to open up some opportunities here. Unfortunately, not quite enough. GlobalClan pretty slow on the cap here, so it will take us a while to get going to second, and with that, it won't actually go there at all just yet.
Have we been here before? I feel like we've been here before.
Yes, I mean, yeah. We've not seen much of that, however. This is just a whole different plan for Nunya, who are not single stacking. They are, in fact, just kind of going with it, and turns out that works pretty well. Just all together with the same damage on the same target.
Sending it. He's in on something. Seeds uses.
There was scout bullets flying out over. There's no way you don't have to use that Uber.
Wow, that was incredible. And really, really nice move there coming out from the side of Nunya, just committing their full team to a full push, all the damage in. They just go. They get that force onto Seeds as well. Beautiful stuff there from Nunya. Now, they just need to play it perfectly in towards second. Mist has already hit the fuck it button and has gone for a gun on last, so looks like Charlie now going to be bombing in towards Connor. Lands one decent rocket, but doesn't deal enough damage with the rest of them. And it looks like now going to be on towards second here. Still a 40% Uber ad for the side of Nunya. Going to be heading in towards the lobby. No stickies to be seen whatsoever. So this pop is going to come in through 4. They use through the doorway onto the sentry gun. Very typical stuff here. Going straight to the point play. Garbage going to be standing on it. The bombs need to come in very soon, and they do. And they manage to block off the rest of this point here. Garbage eventually going down. Really, really good cap time and good frags coming out from Nunya as they're trying to make it happen, but it looks like it's crumbling right at the end, and the golden cap will continue.
Global Clan on all the copium of the world right now to try and hold on to this round, and somehow they manage. So they still have a chance. And it's not a bad one either. Spawn's coming now, they have big Uber ads, Spawn's late and derpy hoops as well. So momentum is all in their favor here. They just need to not mess up. It's that easy. Just don't make a mistake right now, and this should get you at least all the way to last.
They just, yeah, like you mentioned, they just need to not make a mistake here. They're sending in players very, very slowly, one by one. Just sending in everyone. Charlie getting all of the space. They're down to half HP. Dagger's going to be bombing out towards that high ground as well. They're just going to spam them all out the strip. Really, really good damage actually towards the side of Nunya. They don't actually need to stack this point. They can continue going. Only one person in the respawn queue there to get that forward spawn. But now they are going in towards second. The space has been noticed by Charlie. He's calling to get in here. Miss does manage to get the space well. Dagger's going to be sticking off one. And now the slowdown is there. It's going to be Connor picking up his Uber charge, sitting on 99%. There you go. Finally gets the Uber charge here. And Barney also building that sentry on last. We're just seeing a flip of what we saw a minute ago.
Well, it's a little bit better than that for Nunya at least. They have Uber in hand already getting on here to hope to get it in the middle of the push right now. For Global Clan, it's still the best case scenario. They got from last to last in no time at all of just a miracle last hold right now. And all they have to do is wrap this up quickly here. That's the hard part, however, now. And they're on the work already here, but even the double pick would be not enough, I don't think. It's not even happening here either right now. Arrow miss won't matter much as well if everyone's out of lobby. Very quickly there, Global Clan playing it safe. Don't want to get any danger to get too close to seats now.
Looks like it's going to be very difficult for them to get any soldiers into this. As Ixie and Miss going to be holding that high ground above the point there, not allowing anyone to get onto their medic. Easily going to be holding this one here as the respawn is coming through. Charlie actually up on the spy. Going in towards last here, going for a backstab attempt. I mean, we haven't seen any spies during this official so far, so this could come out of left field.
We'll see. I mean, they can't see it coming yet unless someone spawn checks, and no one is right now, so Charlie's still an unknown quantity right now. They just need to not make it too obvious they have a spy, and at the moment no one's peeking. It's usually the worst time you can signal to your opponents here, because the less is happening, the more likely it is you're just waiting for it.
Oh, Dagger actually going down there. Connor's going to start moving. Connor is moving in towards lobby right now. That DuMmTm being dead opens up a massive opportunity here. The decoy coming in towards Connor.
No.
Connor, turn around! The backstab comes in. He gets the drop onto Connor there. Massive stuff coming out from the spy of Charlie. Able to do everything there. And sees in the meanwhile actually got bombed on by Smart and held his Uber on 50 HP.
Yeah, everyone's like so scared of the bomb the backlines here. Dagger still goes down to it as well. They're leading numbers right now. And in the meantime, they're trying to cap second right now. Mathis with the fight on Spy and actually losing it too. They have to use to a pipe flying in. And suddenly it's just gotten downhill so quickly for them.
And that gun is still on last. All of Charlie's hard work in the bin.
Someone's yelling right now. There's no way they aren't upset about that. That is just so avoidable here. I mean, obviously it's Josh, but beyond that, I don't think they needed to even defend second there too much. It's work to get it back later, but they can't stay there without a medic. Do you really have to fight back while you're waiting for your respawns? I really question that decision here, and they can't be too happy with the result either way right now, but I mean, it's not the literal worst case scenario as bad as it might be. At least they still have the stand rate on lockdown here on last.
Yeah, they just need to... If they played that a lot slower and played more coordinated like they usually... I feel like there is some level of pressure that's hitting them here in this golden cap. Because usually you just see them play this slow style of Team Fortress 2, but not going for it this time around. So now we're in the situation where they are once again even Ubers. We have got Garbage currently spy checking, and Charlie has committed back on the spy.
Well, if they know that there, it's gonna not be quite as effective as last time, is it now? Lucky.
Nope, they definitely spy checked it. They know. Charlie doing the classic no cosmetics mode though, but it will pop up as Charlie back on the spy as well. So they find him immediately there. Charlie just stands still, doesn't even try. He's like, yeah, I've been found.
They never see it coming. It's white, right?
You think so, but looks like Garbage going to be peeking from lower, peeking up on top of that point there. Good little chip shots coming down from Mist. Commits to the low ground there. Just seeing what they can do, trying to wrangle a headshot in here. Oh, onto Mist. Nice stuff. Nice from Garbage.
Okay, I think my HUD walked out, but I would imagine Seeds does in fact have an Uber here, right?
Oh, yes, he does indeed. But looks like the bomb's coming in here. People getting fragged here, there, and everywhere. And it looks like, oh
everyone's
my god,
dying.
Okay, GlobalClan here just losing so many players here. How
they
is...
pop through anyway, though. They just go in regardless.
Empty. You shouldn't have survived that long. There's no way. Beat no! Did you crash? No!
Well, you missed everyone on GlobalClan dying and then them popping into Rollout.
Okay, everyone on GlobalClan fed. It was just Seeds and a scout left alive, but somehow they've maintained second and no Ubers have been used. Somehow. By the miracle of God. Anyway, looks like we've got Charlie bombing in towards Rollout to Seeds towards Connor. Connor is forced off now, ladies and gentlemen, so he is currently on second. Seeds is back on towards mid as well, so he's going to have his Uber available to him, heading in, back in through the choke with his 75%, in fact. Going to be heading in, and looks like they do manage to keep second on the side of GlobalClan. Seeds now up to 90%. Going to be heading in through the right-hand side door here. On this last point, Seeds now has his Uber on right-hand side, process last. Going to be going in here. They have popped off this Uber on last. Cap time is down on the point, and it is going to be GlobalClan just taking it away now. It's going to be GlobalClan winning out that golden cap there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that you missed that.
Well, I mean, it was mostly action in the golden cap, I guess, but it wasn't much happening, right? It was just a good force by Charlie. They peaked rollout for a second too long, and suddenly Matt gets forced, 3 people die leaving, and it's just, if you can't push off that, what else do you need to win a round, right? That has to be the round-winning play for GlobalClan, and they will, in fact, do it. And I'm glad I was able to catch it, because I crashed moments before Peter did. Just didn't mention it, because I'm smart like that.
I was the only one that saw. Maybe it was the bird. The bird came back to bite you, Peter.
Maybe. Revenge.
He flew into your CPU and just screwed it all up. Anyway.
Yeah, I probably deserved it. I don't know how to hide the fact that I crashed though from the audience. I got
just turn on webcam, start
turn on the random frag movie with people in the game.
Turn on random frag movie, yeah.
Hopefully don't notice. I actually just crashed after the game. I literally just crashed again. This is my 4th crash today. This game is cursed, dude.
The game is cursed. I mean, if you look at the logs, ladies and gentlemen, they'll tell you nothing, because there was stalemates for ages. It feels like I've been here in eternity, and I've aged significantly. So that was our week 1 fixture right there. It's going to be GlobalClan taking away 5 points. Nunya taking away 1 point, managing to get it all the way to a golden cap there, which is okay, but it's what GlobalClan now need if they want to make it all the way to playoffs. So good stuff from GlobalClan, all in all. I mean, they did really wait out the side of Nunya. They just forced them to make mistakes, and that's kind of why they won the game. Nunya just made too many mistakes, and it cost them dearly.
Okay, that's cool and all, but Top in this chat just said that Fortnite now has Among Us in it.
Okay,
which I think is much more important.
Beta, any shout-outs, my guy?
Beta! To the bird.
Okay, you're good? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like doing things. Submit your demos to my demo call. It's on ETF2L.org. And Prem teams, please upload your demos. Please.
We know who you are. You know who you are, Prem teams.
Yeah, all of you.
Boys, upload them demos. DuMmTm, any shoutouts from you, sir?
Shoutouts to Valve Corporation for this game that does always crash.
Yay! Shoutouts to you guys for being here with me this evening. Thank you to Nunya and GlobalClan for a decent enough game. It did make me want to sleep at points, but it was good Team Fortress 2 nonetheless, and I enjoyed watching you guys play the game. Thank you, chat, for joining us this evening, and we will be here for the rest of the week. I believe we have fixtures basically every single day. So we'll be witnessing every single map that Team Fortress 2 has to offer in the 6th division in this week
except for Tosgard upon Terry, which we do not have people for on Thursday, but we ignore that.
Sag. Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in this evening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.
Beans.